Welcome back to TSMR. Let's get to the recap and get started. So, last we left, you guys had taken a job from the mysterious Mr. Lee, who worked for the UN, and he offered you a job and some money to hunt down Benji. There was a lead that was given to you to look for a Mr. George on Prometheus Station, which was it's a notorious pirate station. You arrived. You kind of did some snooping out. Found out that this Mr. George was actually Moneta Pavardi, who was who's an OPA cell leader, whom the crew had met on Ganymede. And it also turned out that they were being ambushed by some mysterious men in black armor. Many of Pavardi's bodyguards were taken out, and the crew was able to escape to take out the rest of the attackers and escape with, I think, one of the.
Yes, there were going to be two, but I shot the other one in the face.
And the Pavardi managed to make sure that you guys had the lead that she was going to give you, which was to meet a woman named Diana. So while you were discussing options back at the ship with your captive, Diana arrived at your ship. And last we left, you guys she had just arrived and wanted to discuss a job. So we open up on the Actium in dock, at the station, with Diana just waiting outside.
Are you Diana?
She said, "You sure you said her name was Diana."
I know.
Yeah. Yes.
How can we be sure? I'm a little punchy this morning. Sorry.
Let her in.
You let her in, Jones? Or Mark?
Of course. Yeah.
So, you opened up both doors, or then one door, then the other?
Always a cycle.
Oh,
cycle.
Always
Okay.
a cycle.
Okay, so you cycle it in, you cycle her in, she walks in. Is anyone down there to meet her?
I frisk her just in case she has anything like.
I was actually thinking we need to check her for weapons just in case. But yeah, I'm down there. I'll be down there.
Okay, so if you're gonna give me a make sure with the correct. I have to make sure I have the rules and everything up, which I don't have right now, which is silly of me not to be prepared.
Perception searching, I think, is the right thing for
Yes.
frisking somebody.
Definitely searching. I'm just trying to figure out where searching falls under.
Dirty Diana.
Searching. Yep. Perception.
Searching is perception. I even have observation, a bonus for that too.
Okay, go for it.
Nice.
So perception search, right?
Yep.
Oh, it's weird. You know what? I have observation searching, but I don't actually have searching as a perception thing to roll.
Did you not? Maybe you just.
So he
didn't-
doesn't have it as a focus. He has a talent that gives him something,
Hit to
probably
show
from his
more.
background.
Hit the
Yeah.
more so it tells you what it has.
What is-
Essentially, I have the talent called observation. It says you have an eye for detail, requires perception 2 or higher. So I have that, and I've chosen searching as that focus. Does that mean that I now have searching as a... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I need to add searching to my list of things.
Yep.
1 second.
Yep. So if that is searching, that is your focus is. So yeah, the ability is the number, and then the focus is whatever the focus is. So if you have perception searching, you have searching. So that gives you
Okay.
+2 bonus.
Right on. So for now, can I just roll perception with +2?
Yep.
And I go, okay, if you want to get on this ship, you gotta be checked. We can't have any random things coming aboard again.
All right, and he has two stunt points.
Okay. For stunt points, let me have a look at my stuff and see what I want to use. I want to use for 2 stunt points, intuition. So
All right.
intuition, yeah, GM reveals a fact.
Okay. That would have not otherwise. Okay. Right. She doesn't have anything on her. She has a hand terminal, and that's it.
Anything else? I'm not picky.
She has some makeup compacts inside her some of her like suit pockets. And she does have let's see, what else does she have? She has no, that's it. That's it, just a makeup compact.
Okay. I'm not interested in the makeup. I say, give me a hand terminal. You want?
She hands you her hand terminal and she looks at you, Sloan. She goes, "You can try to hack it. It's very, very tough. I made sure to get the best encryptions, but I can guarantee you there's nothing on there."
I challenge accepted. I want to hack it now.
Okay, so
I don't care what's on
case.
Yeah.
So it's it would be like
Like when your friend jailbreaks your iPhone without you saying you can.
yeah.
Right.
Oh god, I remember.
No, I jailbreaked it. Please don't do that. That's not what I
Give
want.
me a so the first thing you got to do is give me a cryptography check, an intelligence cryptography check, then an intelligence technology check, and then a search check, a perception search check.
BRB for just a moment. It's that
Sure.
time.
It's that time.
It's that time.
All right. Yeah,
Well,
you're good.
Have I done it?
So the cryptography you did, and the technology you were able to hack in, and then the intelligence technology lets you kind of get through some of the files and stuff like that, get into like the operating systems, be more than just some, just a few, more than just like the surface level files. The
Right.
searching will bring up any information you'd like. So, and it actually should be. Searching is probably the best one for that, because it's finding things that are hidden or obscured, such as hidden compartments. But
I want to just send all the files onto my thing to peruse later. I don't really want to I'll be, oh, looks like you're right. I couldn't do anything. I want to send the files over as I say that.
okay, so he goes, nods, grabs it, and takes it.
Yeah. Oh, you've got some pretty meaty. You have some pretty meaty encryptions on there. Yeah.
It's the best that money can buy. Not perfect, obviously, but usually takes people some time.
Obviously.
Is there anybody else down there with Sloan? Other than
Down there in the entrance?
yeah.
Yeah, I think I am too. I think Werner's there as well.
All right. So she looks at you and looks at Sloan, and because Sloan's not here right now, and she'll be back here shortly, I'll start going. It's just I'll cut to the chase, shall we? I need a crew, and from what I've heard, you need help if you want to leave Prometheus. So I think it's in best interest that we help each other.
Meanwhile, Cass is up in the med bay peeling the armor off of the guy he almost killed.
Yeah.
And how do we know we can trust you? We found you here on this spun up pirate rock, dressed like that.
George,
Not spun up.
our mutual friend, Miss Pavardi Moneta, was the one who referenced you. We seem to have a similar goal. You may have information, I may have information. You have a ship, I don't. Now, I could wait here for another week or so and get another ship, but that could mean precious time is wasted. I don't have time to waste.
That's
The
fine.
information-
Well, time is money, my friend. So we take payments up front.
Time is money, friend.
Time is money, friend. Yeah.
So Jita looks around to see if Sloan is there, because he realizes that like he might get kicked in the ass for doing this.
Sloane's right there. Yes.
Oh,
She says I can pay for any fuel restocking stocking you need between here and my destination, and I can for sure get the station off your back.
Well, take a seat and let's talk about this job.
Sure. Sits down. Goes. The job's pretty simple. I have acquired some information regarding a delicate situation with Mr. Pope Sanchez.
I had a feeling you were going to mention
Mr.
him.
Pope, Sebastian Pope. It has something to do with Benji as well.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Now, I also need transport to Mars. I'm missing home dearly, and I need to return. But this other matter has to be taken care of first.
Okay. So, the matter. What do you need done about the matter?
Information has come to my attention that a certain underground radio broadcast has stumbled upon the truth regarding a specific biological tool.
All right.
And it has to do with Mr. Benji and Mr. Sanchez's, Mr. Pope's, not Sanchez, Sebastian Pope.
Business endeavors.
Mr. Pope's business endeavors. Frankly, if either of them get a hold of this, it scares the hell out of me. It should scare the hell out of you.
So what do you need us to do?
You're a fast ship. You're not friends of either of the two men I'm going after, and you're here. Transport me to the locations I can send to your pilot. Help me acquire some more information and details to see if these are true, and then when that's over, transport me to Mars.
And who do you work for?
I work for Martian business interests.
It's fair.
I'm an entrepreneur, just like you, just trying to make money.
Well, I'm sure you've already been made aware of what we're doing. It seems like you wouldn't come to us unless you knew that we were in some way after Benji.
That's why Miss Moneta sent me towards you.
So it sounds like whatever you need us to do kind of very much falls in line with that endeavor. So I see no issue with taking this job. But for the others, I cannot speak. So I just kind of look at the rest of you that are down here with us, and I'm like,
boss man, we're not on any I'm not on any humanitarian mission here. Yes, your whatever you want to do coincides with hers, but we're doing a job. She should pay more than just transport. Look at her. Look at the way she's dressed.
She sighs and shakes her head, and she goes, the security around here is pretty tight. You think you're going to be able to make it off here explaining how you killed several members of some gang in an area you weren't even supposed to be killing people in?
Milord, we are in the dock. Nobody knows it was us. And I could get us out of here in a click. So don't blame me.
That's not what this says. Pulls up her hand terminal, pulls it up, and throws it up on one of the monitors. And it's a station camera, which... or it's a camera, not a station camera, which shows you guys hauling the unconscious guy in black armor out of the hidey spot you guys had
So I
back
have that file on my hand terminal because I hacked her and I moved all the files. Can I find out where she got that file from?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's gonna take you some time, but yeah, give me a perception searching for that.
Because essentially, I want to, erase it. 17.
I thought about that last week too. I was thinking there's going to be a camera that picks up on one of y'all doing that,
So you're able to tell that it's not a security camera from like a fixed position, and the way it's moving and the way that it's probably a drone camera, and it doesn't look like anything a pirate would own. It looks more professional,
like something she would own.
Something she would own.
Milord, there's no pirate station camera feed. This is yours.
It is.
And now that you're on our ship, have you sent it to the authorities? Because if you haven't, it's a bit late for you.
I haven't, but I can. If I don't report back to my drone, it will send it.
Nobody's not going to be reporting back to their things here.
I turn to Sloan. I go, "We're being played here."
Obviously.
Mr. She kind of looks at you.
Just Mr. is fine.
Mr. We have a mutually beneficial relationship. I am paying for your docking fees, any damages to occur to your ship, and resupply. That is a lot of expenses, especially with when you are we're both on the same journey, the same goals in mind.
I turn to Sloan. I don't reply to her, and I go, "She's paying incidentals. We could be doing other things."
Why is she smiling so much? I don't like that. Why are you so happy?
I'm just always enjoy a good business proposition.
Pomang's probably on something. All those Martians are.
She's a Ferengi. No, I'm just kidding.
As a female.
Moogie. No, but Sloan kind of, she's just kind of sitting there like this, like she's kind of mulling it over in her head a little bit, because she realizes this lady's like, basically, what is it, blackmail or extortion?
Same
That's
thing, I
blackmail.
think.
It's black extortion at this point. It's like both.
She goes.
Yeah.
So as you guys are thinking, she reads the room and kind of goes, "Here." Throws it out. Each one of your accounts is credited like not a substantial amount, but a significant amount.
A noticeable amount.
Yes, well, because there's no like actual like currency ratings in this.
+1 income.
Yeah, +1 income. Let's just say everyone gets +1 income.
How much income do I even have at this point? But yeah, I just kind of look at my hand terminal and I'm like, that's a start. Look, and I just tell her, I'm like, look, I just based on what you have going on, willing to help you and figure it out from there, obviously with some compensation. But when you come in and you're essentially blackmailing us to do it, that's where there's trust issues. And I don't know if you know about this, but we've had a lot of trust issues with a lot of people lately.
Understandable.
So
The moment
I just don't like dealing with pirates without my own insurance.
the moment
we're not
You're
pirates.
calling us pirates?
You're on a pirate station. You're dragging I'm guessing unconscious guy after you got into a firefight in the hallways of a pirate station.
That doesn't mean we're pirates. It just means we are victorious.
We're privateers. No, we are not pirates. We came here for a specific purpose to gain information. We were sent here.
Have
We are not
information.
pirates.
Are we pirates?
Well,
so Jata's just sitting there like frowning, and then the moment his hand terminal goes bing bing bing, you've got mail, and they see the income. I go, Jata's like expression like turns upside down, and he goes, Well, pleasure doing business with you. The name's Jata Khan, pirate extraordinaire.
The second you get the money.
Rolls
Yeah.
her eyes. She just shakes her head and rolls her eyes and just ignores him for now and just says, "All right, we have a deal then, along with the deal you already made. Obviously, this was an addendum to that deal, so we can make this work. All that we ask is that you're not feeding information about where the ship is going and what it is doing to the outside of the ship."
It's not in my business to do either. You see, I'm also looking for information for my investors. They need to know as much as I do, and I would not trust sending this through a wave. I need to bring it back myself.
And,
So-
and one thing I would be willing to take in the future is possibly stock benefits.
We can talk about that.
We can talk about that later. No, now is not the time. But it sounds like you're aboard the ship now. So are you ready to go? Because we are.
I have everything I own on me right now. I travel light.
Now, out of character, what's our next destination? Were we just waiting on her before we decided?
Yeah, you were waiting on her before she decided. Once you agree on it, she'll stand
Mars,
up
I
and
guess.
she'll
Yeah.
dust herself off and then extend her hand towards you.
Yeah, I shake her hand.
All right, and her full name is no, just Diana. It's just Diana. She goes,
Dirty Diana.
if I say again, Diana at your service. And
Poor
she
Diana.
pulls up her hand terminal and swipes it over to the rest of you, and then says, "Send this to your navigator. This is the location we need to go to, and I'll brief you along the way." You notice that it's not Mars.
Well, yeah, she didn't want to go there right away. She wanted.
Yeah.
She made it clear she wanted to go to other places first, and then to Mars.
Mhm.
All right. So, yeah, and I'm sure Mark has been watching this whole freaking conversation anyway through the feed. So I just kind of yell, like, "Mark,
Yep.
there you go, buddy."
So it is a it's a middle of nowhere location that's by Jupiter's orbit. It's in Jupiter's orbit. It doesn't register as any object that you know of that's on the charts.
Kind of like that last place we were at that was like kind of in the middle of nowhere. That
Off
dealt
to
with-
Jupaju.
So before we leave, what about that drone that she said's gonna broadcast if she doesn't go back?
Yeah.
And what about
your
that station
drone?
lockdown?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Give me a
Couple
second.
things.
She kind of pulls up her hand terminal,
Couple
tap, tap,
things.
tap, 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 and then. Yes, darling. Could you please deal with the lockdown on the what's the ship's name again?
Actium.
Actium.
On the Actium.
That's it, Actium.
That's it.
That's the one.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. Whoop. Then you see the you actually like the sensors. You see that the PDC that was pointed at the ship is just retracting and closing, and then the clamps that were on the ship release. So you're just
Right on.
stuck on there by the airlock.
Yep. Retract airlock. Cycle it.
And then she hands the hand terminal to Jata and says, "Would you feel more comfortable destroying the drone yourself?"
Yes.
She's giving you
No,
her
no,
like
I
her hand
know.
terminal that's like unlocked.
Side note, Jata, you could potentially fly that thing back here and have some spare parts for something.
For another drone?
Oh,
Throwing it out there.
can I fly it here? Can I have it, please?
It's yours.
Wait! Don't take off. Let him get his drone.
I press the button. Does it blow up or does it come to me?
There's
You,
only
you
one
basically
button. Oh well.
you have like essentially like kind of a drone control panel on it. So you've got like up down. It's a 6 degrees of freedom kind of control plus like a self destruct button and like a recording button, like tap to record.
Okay. When it shows up, what does it look like?
And also a little camera. You can see like the little like location of it. It looks
Degrees
like
of Freedom
a,
was my favorite Kevin Bacon movie.
Is it one of those little like reporter
Quadcopters.
discs that was in
yeah,
season 3?
it's like that, but a little bit larger. So instead of having like a single rotor that's in the center, it's like a quadcopter with a disc in the center. So it's got like one big fan in the center and 4 smaller like fans that are kind of rotating it around. And it's about the size of like a hat, you know.
Oh, it's
Go
a hat
on.
drone.
What color is it?
Go on.
It's silver.
Silver. We can change that. And does it look expensive or no?
Oh yeah, top of the line model.
I turn to her and I go, "You are going to blow this out. I don't even understand you people." And I'll be in my bunk with my new friend. Bye.
You gonna fly it in?
Yeah.
Instructions unclear. Stuck in propellers.
He's like a little kid just.
she takes her hand terminal back and then flips the like ownership controls to you, so you have it responds to your hand terminal now. So
I'm going to do so much hacking right now.
Comes out with a flamethrower and a chainsaw.
Girl, I'm gonna hack you gently.
all right. So are you gonna head towards the coordinates there, Mark?
Well, Cap, you want us to start moving?
Might as well. We're all
All right.
supplied up. We're good. Everything's good.
Like to fast travel.
If there's any stops we need to make, like depending on the distance and stuff, you know, if we need to make stops, whatever, plan for that.
If there are any stops, I want to stop at them.
Any stops, I want to restock it then. On the lady's dime.
I think you're good for most of the journey, for at least out to Jupiter. Coming back, you might need to stop off at a station to refuel. But...
Okay.
So are we, and this is more directed at Diana, are we clear to depart, or should I go through normal ATC request?
You are clear to depart, as far as I understand.
Okay. So break the seal and let's go.
All right. So you guys undock and fly off towards this location. We're gonna kind of skip over some of the interlude activities, unless there's something very specifically you guys want to do.
Yeah, I just want to create a relationship with her.
Okay.
Recharge my drones.
Cass wants to get some information from the guy.
I'm creating a relationship with my drone too.
Highland?
I heard her say something about a biological tool, and I'd like to know more about it.
Okay, so we'll have let's do the technical stuff. Drones is pretty easy to get Mark's pretty easy to get his drones to charge up. That's something you can just do on your own, kind of on your own maintenance.
Yeah.
I won't even require you to, because it's so long. It's going to take so long that you would have done it. It's like plugging in a phone cord. It's not exactly complicated.
Yeah.
Phones are USB-C.
Yeah.
So you don't even need a special cable.
But how long did I spend making sure I put in the cable?
You spent 2 days just trying to line it up because you just kept flipping it back and forth, and it just wasn't the right way.
Good.
And then eventually it connected.
Yeah, the USB superposition, which is always wrong.
Yes.
Jata.
Fiddling with it because the connection is busted and burnt.
Yeah.
You used it for too long. So
Where's my soldering iron?
Then you just lay it on the device on the cord and hope the weight does it and keeps it.
Yeah.
2 days balancing it.
One bump in the road, everything's wrong.
Phones, I can tell.
Jata, what do you want to do with your phone? With your drone?
I'm looking up. Is there an instruction manual?
Yeah, you can find some on the
Interwebs.
on the interwebs, on the net, pretty easily.
Okay, so I'm just looking to see if I can control it, that kind of stuff, if it's familiar with me, and I want to know what it can do. Also, I want to make sure that it cannot phone home back to Derek, or whatever her name is.
Diana. Yeah.
Diana.
So,
He knew it was Diana.
by the way, when you looking this up, give me a it's a research, I believe, which is communications. I want to say. Is it intelligence? Yeah, an intelligence research check.
I got technology.
Give me a you can do a technology check for information. It's the design and operation of technology, particular computers. So this counts.
Okay, it's rolling. Maybe.
Yeah, I saw the.
Oh, there we go.
The disconnect there. Yeah, you're good. You want to use stunt points for this? It's just kind of looking up the details, like the information.
1 second, please, caller.
You find the factory reset instructions and the default router password. And
Yeah, I think the difference is with this, you're probably going to get like all the information that is legally available and all of the like back end stuff that people have done to these drones, like different modifications they've done, things that they're like, hey, by the way, if you can upload this program to the drone and it turns it into a dancing circus drone or something like that. Like you'll be able to pull out
Like
all
macros.
of the all of the,
Okay.
the software mods that they have for the
all the auto hotkey programs.
yeah.
Okay, so I would like to, because I've got 4 stun points, I want to put 1 stun point into aha. So basically, you tell me one thing about the drone that. So the GM reveals an additional useful fact about the object of your test, and then I want to spend my other 3 stun points on. No, 2 stun points on intuition. So the GM reveals a fact about your object that you could not have noticed by just simply deducing.
Okay, so the aha will give you basically there are 2 modifications that have been made to this drone. One is to make it a light combat drone, which is essentially welding a pistol to the mount, and it's a crude way of doing it, but it's essentially you can disassemble a pistol and then assemble parts of it onto the to the drone, and then have assemble a firing mechanism, which will teach you how to do, and it'll give you like a magazine's worth of ammunition to fire with it if you wanted to make it into a cheap combat drone.
Okay.
The other option is to turn it into a remote hacking tool, which allows essentially you install some advanced. You take the sensors it already has and modify them so that instead of mostly looking for collision avoidance, they also look out for like data entry points.
I'll take door number 2, please.
The what is it? The lucky break, or no, it's intuition. The intuition itself, you realize you could probably increase its range by essentially attaching a hand terminal to it as well. So you can have remote hacking and have increased range, and as well as doing things like bounce signals back and forth. Turn it into essentially like a mini communications drone, as well as a
We finally have a DJ Roomba.
Yes.
That only plays Belta music.
I'm sure Belter like Zydeco is the best Zydeco.
Belta music is fire, literally. Dark.
That's right.
Fire.
It's fire when it's not the ghost sounds coming out of Eros.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's all
So
about that new shit from series.
I'm going to cut down one of my hand terminals, so I'm going down from 4 to 3. I'm going to strap that to the drone.
Okay. So give me a tech check for that.
Okay. Come on, duct tape. Don't fail me now.
There we
17.
go. Yeah, that's plenty. You do more than just like strap it, like with duct tape it. You do it in a way that it won't upset the balance, but does protect it a little bit, so you still can have access to it. But like if someone shoots at the thing or if is looking at it, they won't be able to see that there's a hand terminal on it.
Right.
So.
Okay. That's all I do for now.
Okay. So let's cut to, I believe it was like Highland, Sloan, and Cass all want to know more. They want to learn more about this, about Diana.
I'm
Cass
specifically
wants
trying to relate to her.
interrogate the dude.
And Cass wants to interrogate the dude, and it's Highland and Sloan that want to kind of learn more,
Relate
right?
and I would say relate and learn, because I'm trying to just build a relationship with her, because she seems like she's somebody that might be useful in the future, especially if she's a Martian businesswoman. So
So relate would be, yeah, so give me a tell me how you're relating. Are you going to just jive with her? Are you like
having conversation, of course, like talk about Mars and catching up and kind of getting to know each other that way, like, oh, like what part of Mars are you from, and that kind of like, oh, we're both Martian, we're going to talk about Martian stuff, but also like talking about like kind of I might even kind of, I'm not gonna like tell her the whole thing, but like tell her, Pope Sanchez, like we may have kind of seen what she's talking about before with the weapon thing, or the biological tool, because we that one lady, right? That one lady that we, and I'm not gonna like tell her every bit of information about that, but I'm gonna give her the general overview of what we saw, like was going on there. I'm not gonna tell her like anybody's specific names, other than it was definitely Pope Sanchez involved. But
okay, give me give me a bargaining check, communications bargaining check. I think it's one of the things you actually have as a as a focus, if I remember correctly.
I don't have bargaining. I actually have evaluation.
We have evaluation.
So I'm able to evaluate things. But I will still give you a communications check.
Yeah. You can still jack of all trades it too, so.
Yeah.
This is something you can do untrained, but.
Okay.
You think you're able to get a little bit to her. She talks about she's a little tight-lipped about where she's from on Mars. You can guess that she doesn't have a high opinion of Mariner Valley folk, so probably not from Mariner Valley. Mariner Valley is, I mean, yeah, if you want to be from Mariner Valley,
I don't know.
It's where Alex was from in the books. It's the place that has like deep drawls. It's where the Texans settled. The Texans and like the
that's fine with me.
Middle Eastern.
I have a thick Texas accent.
Yeah, so she doesn't seem to like hate, but she's just like the yokels from Mariner Valley, that kind of thing.
Wait a sec, Mariner Valley?
Yeah,
that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's your drawl?
If he has it, right there. This is
Not
Florida.
everybody has a drawl, all right?
So you seem to like relate a little bit to her. She kind of notes about your discussions, runs with Pope Sanchez. She talks about how Pope Sanchez is, as a company, is it's bad for Martian business. Just another Earth company trying to muscle their way in through the system. You can get that what she's doing is important to her, and it has to do with Mars. She comes across as a Martian patriot,
first kind of, very much Martian first kind of person.
Yeah,
and that's
which is
fine.
not.
Like, I don't
it's
have
not.
an issue with that.
It's not unusual for Martians, to be that to be very, very insular and very protective about Mars.
I mean, Sloan kind of like, her parents started out that way, and I think over time they were like, it's more about like unification of all humans instead of Mars alone doing it by itself. So yeah, she's a little bit like, she gets it, but she's not on that level either. So
Okay.
So that's it for me. I mean, I was just trying to build a relationship with her. That's really it. Just kind of, even if it's just a very like acquaintance kind of
let me
whatever.
look up
It's a start.
Let me look up the.
There's
the
different
rules for
relationship
this.
types. Yeah.
Yeah. It's social. It's so under social gameplays. So 104. All right. So she is you got a +1 interaction modifier with her after that. Say
Okay.
that. So remember that you have a +1 in any social discussions with her if you have to do any kind of social.
So I have a
discussions.
+1 with Dirty Diana. And then I have the 1 too, like I have the one with UN officials.
All right.
Cool.
Now let's go with Highland. How are you going to try to approach the subject with her?
Where is she right now?
I mean, this takes place over several days, but she's kind of in and around the crew quarters mostly.
Okay. I think he wanders in. I think she's probably like sitting down at like a table or something, maybe having coffee and doing paperwork or even a crossword or something.
Yeah.
And then I just see the camera is in front of her, facing her and the background. And I think in the background is the door frame. And I think he's sweeping by the door frame, and then he stops.
He cleans up. Yeah.
Yeah. And like he's like mopping, and then he stops, and then he kind of meanders in and goes, "I am," or maybe he calls in while he's sweeping. Did you say a biological tool was being developed or something? And the what was that you said?
She kind of looks back and turns back and shares this. Yeah, it's. I don't have the name of it.
All right. What is it? Is it like a superhuman or is what?
As far as I understand, it's very valuable. It has the potential to become a weapon. It also has the potential to be a tool. Something to do with breaking down building blocks, rebuilding them. My guess is some sort of biological nanite or something like that.
Well, that was not what I was expecting. Okay, I was thinking of something else. All right, where is
That's as far as I know about this. We don't. I don't know. That's why we're going to be hunting this down. She kind of tells you to sit down. She kind of sighs for a bit and goes, "Are you familiar with the Pyramid News Network?"
Sounds like a scheme.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're not. It's not exactly a reputable source of information, but I've caught on something unexpected about their latest stories related to what people are calling the proto-molecule.
Okay.
They said they seem to have really good intelligence based off of what this is. Not only that, but their reports is coming out before more reputable news sources talk about this. It's the thing that was hitting Eros, that whole thing. The stuff that's messing around on Venus. Okay. And their latest says that there was a stolen protocol molecule sample that's being held at an abandoned mining outpost in one of Jupiter's moons.
That's where we're going? Are we going to get it?
It's just we don't know exactly which moon.
Oh, all right. So this is pretty big.
Yeah. So where we're going right now is a satellite. This satellite is a relay that they use often for their broadcasts. I've managed to use some of the sources on Prometheus Station to figure out which one it was. So if we get there, we might be able to download the information, find out where the transmissions are coming from.
All right.
Okay, thank you. And I think he continues sweeping, but he makes his sweeping way up the stairs and over to Sloan.
Hey, bossman. I want to let you know that I just spoke with Diana, and she says something about the biological weapon, or I'm sorry, the biological tool can be used as a biological weapon. It has the same thing to do with arrows. It's Anyway, it's what was it? Something molecule. Anyway, it's somewhere in the moon of Jupiter. I don't know if that's where we're going, but it could be worth a lot of money.
I'm gonna look at you. I assume we're in the bridge because he said going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna make sure the door gets sealed, and she's gonna say, "Take a seat."
All right.
And he sits down. I think he puts the broom on his lap.
She's just gonna say, "So, a while back, I don't know if this has much to do. If it has to do with Pope Sanchez and Benji, it might have something to do with what that is. And so, a while back, before you were ever here, we went somewhere, and we went to a place where they were experimenting on belters with something. There was a guy when we got there, his head was being drilled into. I'm trying to also help me out a little bit, Paul. I'm trying to remember the
Yes,
specifics.
the specifics was Project Sandman. It was a project
Yes.
an attempt to create cryogenic freezing for long-term space voyages, and they were drilling out the heads of belters, scientists, to try to get them to be more compliant.
Yeah, and so I explained that specific thing to him, and I'm like, "This is what I know about it." And I don't know if it has much to do with the protomolecule and all that. But the concerning thing is that sure, this thing may be worth a lot of money, but do we really want to carry something that hot? Because if we grab something like that, we're gonna have the biggest targets on. I mean, we've already had quite a bit of target on our back since.
All right, if we don't
go
find it, or if we don't let anybody know we have it, I mean, it's probably, well, I mean, it's your choice, boss man.
If
but
it's really that dangerous, it's no good for anybody to have it.
how do we know how dangerous it is? Is it that dangerous? It's a tool, right?
But if it can be used for biological warfare, I mean, it's just going to be a matter of who gets it first and who uses it on the other two. Because you have belters, you have Martians, and you have Earthers,
Right, and you have us.
and us as a group. But if the belters get this, they're going to use it. If the Martians get this, they're going to use it. If the Earthers get this, they're going to use it. It doesn't matter who gets it. At the end of the day, it's just destruction and death.
What if we get it?
If we get it, we will destroy it. That's what I hope to do. I hope that we get to it first so we can destroy it and any research involved with it.
Right, but also hear this. I know it's a great decision, but what if we were to get it and then we auction it off?
Because it doesn't matter. Making money off of I could never morally justify making money and like selling something that dangerous to anyone, no matter who they are.
Why don't we use it? Why don't we could get it and then we could utilize it?
No, I do not want to use something like that.
All right.
It's like, there's this old show, this old Earth show called Star Trek, okay? And in
Never
that
heard of it.
show, there's like a movie about this. They have like this whole there's one movie my dad and I watched, and it was like I think it was called The Search for Spock or The Wrath of Khan, one or the other. But this thing was sent at this planet, and it was meant to terraform planets, and that's a great idea. But at the same time, it can be used as a weapon of you can wipe out, you can commit genocide. This sounds like it is something that could possibly commit genocide.
Well, that's
Sure,
fantastic.
if it
what
was
you said.
well, but that's the thing though, is we're at that place where it sounds like something that we would only conceive as a fantasy is now a reality. And the choice we make in this endeavor is what matters. Like, sure, Martians would love a terraforming like torpedo, right? That would be fantastic for the Martian people. But how if that was, but what's to say that the Martian military wouldn't use that and send one of those at Earth and wipe out all of Earth's population? Those in power don't make the good decisions all the time. Our history has told us that many, 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 many times. Whether it's Earth history, it's Mars history, or it's Belter history. People in power take advantage of those who are down at the bottom. Like there's a whole worker class of people who just work and work and work their whole lives for the benefit of the ultra wealthy. And it's been like that for a long time in human history overall. And if we do something like that, if we sell something like that, we become part of that. We become part of those ultra wealthy, because we would become ultra wealthy from selling something like that. But at the same time, we would be hurting all of those below us in the chain of the food chain, so to speak.
Right.
And I don't believe in that. Well, I don't care if you were my worst enemy and you were on some little moon in the middle of nowhere that nobody else is on. I would never utilize something like that against my worst enemies. And I just don't see it. If we don't set a precedent to destroy something like that, then how are we just not becoming the pirates that everybody thinks we are? We would be worse than pirates. We would be terrorists.
All right. Good talk, boss man.
And he gets up and makes his way
I
down.
unseal it so you can go.
Yeah. And then I think I don't know if he says anything more. I think he just makes his way down the ladder.
All right, we're gonna cut to Cass. Cass, you want to wake up this guy?
Sure, I've been keeping him on Mark's signature cocktail.
A sledgehammer.
Which I assume there's just like a drawer full of creep.
Wait till he gives you a Waybosh cannonball.
There's a couple of vials, and you may also notice that there's a missing injector and a missing vial.
Yeah, what Mark does in his spare time when he's not flying the ship, I don't care about.
Well, it has nothing to do with Mark, but you would notice it's not in its place.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
there's a dust area that's clear.
Right, attached to the medical drone. Got it.
Yeah.
No.
No. It actually Jatas stole it when they failed to inject you with it.
Right.
I've noticed it missing, but I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Game master, you're a narc. Narc.
Cass
That was mine.
totally does not give a shit. He's like, oh, wonder who has that.
All right, so
But
you bring him out of his medically induced coma.
he's stripped in the chair.
Yeah, he wakes up a little groggy. He's like, huh.
Like I've zip tied him in, not the straps that are on the chair. Like actual, just like no.
He kind of comes to a little bit and goes, what? Huh,
Hey, sleepyhead.
where am I?
Space.
Who are you?
You don't recognize me? Think for a second. It may okay. Here, this will help. And I pull my gun out and I mime pulling the trigger like 8 times.
He goes, you're the guy who's shooting at us.
I mean,
Wait,
in my defense, you shot first.
He's the ninja that got you.
where am I? Why am I here?
Okay, let me give you the rundown. All your friends are dead. You're no longer on Prometheus Station, or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I forget.
Station.
Prometheus Station. You're no longer on Prometheus Station. And the amount of information you give me helps determine how much oxygen you get today. So, let's have a conversation. And Cass just sits down in a medical chair next to the guy and just looks over at him.
What do you want to know?
First, why the fuck did you try and kill us? That's a good start. That's a good piece of information.
I was going after the Pravati Moneta.
And who do you work for?
Yeah, just a side company security service. I can't even remember the name of it. I'm just a contractor.
Wow. You're a dedicated contractor to watch all your friends die.
Didn't seem like I had much of a choice. My back was to the wall.
It was not. There was a whole hallway behind you, sir.
Yeah, but you didn't exactly give me a chance to surrender. You shot all my friends like a freaking speed draw. I don't even know. It was just so quick. Everyone was dead.
Well, that's what you get for hanging out in a shooting gallery.
He had red eye activated.
It's high noon.
Doesn't my gun like just manifests a hammer?
I can't tell you anything else other than that.
Look, what's your name, kid?
Jesse?
I'm assuming this guy's like in his
He's like
20s. He's
18,
dumb enough
19.
to be doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Jesse?
All right, Jesse. Well, your armor's mine. Just I mostly care about the like self-righting pack.
The pack is separate. That's just a thruster pack is all it is.
Okay. Yeah, but also the armor I'm not giving it back to him, certainly.
No. He goes, okay. I mean, it's not mine, it's the company's.
You're gonna want to find new employment.
I'm gathering that pretty quickly.
And now Cass like turns and just like leans forward, hand on his arm. Is like, so tell me about your skill set, Jesse. It's clearly not fighting.
I didn't want to be on basic, so when someone gave me the option to go to space, I took it.
Oh, all right. Huh. Well, you sit tight. We may have another conversation coming, but I appreciate your honesty. That goes a long way in these kind of conversations. Try not to bleed out.
What?
Oh,
You shot? What? I'm bleeding. What's going on? He's panicking right now.
No. Just space is a dangerous place. That's all. You'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. You stay here. Relax. I'd say stretch, but well, I just gesture at the zip ties.
Yeah.
I'll be back. And Cass gets up and walks out. And shuts the door and calls Sloane.
Point of order: while all that's going on, I'm doing the usual thing where I phone in to my family,
Mr.
Mr. F. And so just real quick, I also write a note down as well, and if you want to read that note, it's on Discord, GM. Not out loud, but just
Miss you, Mr. F. XOXO. Can't wait to feel your beard again. Signed, Jata.
Eggplant emoji.
Eggplant peach.
That's his call sign. Is just the eggplant emoji. Is what it is.
The J in Jata is actually just an eggplant.
That's right.
Eggplant Jata.
Okay. I will say that just for everybody else's sake, when you get back, just to observe and report. And I did send you the return in terms of like the other question you had.
Okay.
And then Cass came up to me.
Yep.
And I'm like, yes.
I don't know how we keep ending up with idiot kids getting wrapped up in the BS that we're doing. But I've got good news.
And
We probably don't have to worry about the organization that came after us on Prometheus. They were after Parvati, not us.
well, I figured that. But
I
did
take
he-
nothing for granted anymore since we're
That's true.
apparently in everybody's sights these days.
But what anything useful you got out of him?
He's just a dumb kid trying to get off basic.
Oh, I mean, what are we gonna do? What do you want to do with him?
Well, we're not exactly going to have any place to drop him off, and it doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
use up all of Mark's drug cocktail. I think
Thank you.
this, as much as I enjoy watching Highland sweep up the ship, we might need an assistant custodian until we make our way back to a major station. I think he's on the level, honestly.
That's fair. We'll put him to work until we can find somewhere to leave him.
All right, he may prove useful, despite
Don't
my
let him be
reservations.
armed. Don't give him any access to weapons of any kind. Obviously.
Oh, absolutely not. Though, despite what I said to him, the kid knew his way around a gun well enough. So, yeah, I don't want him anywhere near any of the arms we have on the ship.
Yeah, make sure all that's locked up in people's lockers, whatever. I'll leave that responsibility to you. And
Aye, Captain.
keep an eye on him. You know, if you have conversations with him, eat breakfast with him, that kind of stuff. See what you can get. You know, work on him a little bit
Yep.
in a gentle way.
Yeah, you know me. I'm always gentle. And the
So
cat
gentle.
like trips over something on his way out.
There's a ladder there. That's
Yeah,
really
no,
cool,
it's
I thought.
it's totally intentional.
I'm okay. All right.
All right.
Let's let you go.
Yep, I head back to the med bay. And I walk in and I'm just like all smiles. I'm like, Jesse, good news.
We won't kill you.
You get to continue to breathe.
That's good news, I guess.
And you were looking for employment, since, well, you know what happened.
Sure.
And we just happen to have an internship available.
That sounds good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not too keen on. I'm a little concerned, I should say, about working for the people who shot me. But you're not too bad. You brought me here and didn't kill me. So
Hey, like I said, you shot first. It's nothing personal.
I guess business. I
It's
guess.
not-
You were in the wrong hallway at the wrong time on the wrong end of my gun.
Yeah,
You're not
look at that.
you're not the first person to end up in that situation. And you're among a select group of people who got to see their way out of that situation. So, you've got luck on your side. And I walk over and I grab like a full-on scalpel off the counter instead of the surgical scissors that I'm sure are there, and just like use that to to cut his zip ties. And I'm like, so I'm gonna call in your new supervisor. And he gets out his hand to him. I was like, Highland,
Yes.
Poor Highland.
meet me in the med bay.
All right. Be right there.
It's not a huge ship, so it only
Yeah.
took like a minute or two for him to show up.
Yeah, he's here.
All right,
Yes.
Professor, I have someone for you to teach.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
This here is Jesse.
No,
He
that's-
like yourself, he's a survivor in that he didn't die.
Right.
And he is our new assistant custodial intern.
Great.
And he throws the broom at him and walks out.
Perfect.
Did you remove his restraints and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, he grabs it and
Even
goes,
if he didn't have the restraints, I think he'd still throw it at him.
throw it at him. He catches it and goes, so I just sweep up?
Sweep up, wipe the place down. You get food. You get a bunk, and you get to live.
Some air.
Sure, sounds good. I guess I'll get started. And he just starts walking around, sweeping up the.
Oh, Jesse. Just so you know, consider this a probationary period. If you make trouble, we will have to have you see your way off the ship.
I gathered that we're in space right now. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I know
deep
we're
space.
in space, but we're actually in.
Yeah, there's nothing outside the ship.
Okay.
So if you have to see your way out, you get it.
I think I got it.
You're
yeah.
a smart kid.
Yeah. I'm just, honestly, no matter what happens, at least I won't die on Earth. It smells like piss and shit all the time. So better than nothing.
You're not wrong.
So yeah, he goes about to sweep up the ship. All right. So
Now Highland's free to do actual things on the ship.
That's right.
Paul's
Did
like,
out of respect
Paul's
for
like, are
a
you guys
while.
done with interlude yet?
I'm just trying to go through some of this stuff.
Paul was like, let's skip through interlude, and we were like, no.
No, we want to role play, which is great.
Will always choose role play. Never give me the choice. Want to fast travel here? No.
It's good. It's nice development here. I like the argument between Highland and Sloan there about discussing the situation.
Cass is secretly jazzed to not be the only Earther on the ship anymore.
You're just gonna keep Jesse around just because.
Keep him around
like a
because
pet.
you need another Arthur.
If you
He's
keep him
crap.
around, he will develop interestingly, I'm sure. Either completely terrified or like a Rambo.
In my mind, he's kind of like Prax right now.
Yeah, he's plank guy. He's sweep guy. Hey, sweep
Yeah.
guy. So this is just some research. She sends you some broadcasts as you guys are traveling, so you guys can have an idea about the situation they're dealing with. I mean, she would have. She comes up individually and talks with you all about the same situation that she told Highland.
Yeah.
And
She was going to
so
brief all of it. Yeah, she was going to
Yeah.
brief us on what we're doing.
essentially she briefs the same thing about Pyramid News Network and all these kind of things. And then while there, she plays some of the. She brings up the headlines for some of their broadcasts. And she just says, they're a little crazy, but sometimes they get stuff right. Not all these are right. And so one of them is Undersecretary Christian Avasarala is under the influence of aliens looking to gain control of Earth's forces. The next one is Earth's moon is home to a massive stock of nuclear weapons and a secret underground base.
That one's true.
Number 3 is an older broadcast that states that the proto-molecule isn't real, but is a hoax propagated by the OPA to provoke war between Earth and Mars. Then in that very same broadcast, another story states that the proto-molecule is real, but is actually a peaceful entity, and the broadcast claims to interview a survivor of Eros. Then the next broadcast is a major distributors of canned fruits are lacing their products with mind-controlling drugs. And lastly, famous singer Johnny Damji has been replaced with an android.
No.
It's also true.
Everything's
So,
true.
The best way of putting this is Pyramid News Network is Space InfoWars.
It's kind of giving me like those vibes from what's that thing? Watchmen. Like
Yeah.
that one group.
That one group.
That
Yeah.
Rorschach ends up sending his entire his
the-
diary to.
A conspiracy like magazine kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of making me think of that.
I imagine Three Dog from Fallout.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's Three Dog.
It's like Three Dog, but with more Alex Jones like
Yeah.
The
broadcasts.
proto molecule's turning the frogs gay.
Yeah. So as you guys are approaching the satellite, you noticed something, which is there is a ship there. As you're approaching it, you can see it docked to the satellite. And as you see it, it seems to see you and is quickly detaching and burning away from the satellite.
Wait, say that like last sentence one more time. It's quickly detaching and burning away.
It's
from
detached. It's as you guys see it, it seems to see you, and it detaches itself from the satellite and is burning.
It knows
away.
we know that they know
that they know. You know.
Okay, you know.
You know?
Now you get it.
So you guys are seeing this. It's a smaller ship,
Okay.
probably about half the size of yours. It seems to have an Epstein, but you could easily catch it.
Okay.
What do you want to do, Cap?
Is there first of all any visual markings of what that ship is?
It's too far away. This is just
I'm on the bridge
mostly
now. They're
sensors.
gonna have to sweep, so I feel like
Yeah.
I'm just there, feeling like I'm
Useful.
allowed to be there.
You are allowed to boss the kid around. You're technically his supervisor.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, he knows. That's what he's sweeping until he can get so he can climb up the ladder. So now he feels like, all right, I'm moving. I've been promoted, so he's upstairs.
I command Mark to get closer to it. So and then I also send the
Can
feed.
you hail them?
Well, we will. Give me a second. Will you give me a second to be captain?
I'm sorry. My first day up on the bridge.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Hyman. No, she's gonna Mark get closer. And she's gonna hail down to lady person, Dirty Diana. She's gonna like, Dirty. Look at the feeds. See if you recognize the ship or if you have any information on it as we get closer. See if it rings any bells. And then I'm gonna hail it. And
I don't know who it is. Give me a.
Can I use my Starship Recognition focus? No, I'm just kidding.
You give me a. Give me a. Gosh, what is it called?
Evaluation.
Probably be an intelligence. Either an intelligence check. Evaluation with knowledge of value of goods and works of art. Intelligence, like research or
I just have straight intelligence.
current affairs or anything like that, or just an intelligence check would be fine.
Yeah,
because you're trying to figure out what the ship is. Okay, that's all you needed.
Well, yay!
That's all you needed. So you pick up the signal and you realize what it is. It's a scout vessel called the Rockhound, which is a Belter registered ship, and it's supposed to be a mining scout vessel, independent mining scout vessel.
Supposed to be.
You have no idea what it's doing, messing around with this
Place.
This place, but generally speaking, you know that based off of your experience with these kind of vessels in the past, you outgun this thing 2-1. Like this thing is not designed for combat. It's a mining scout vessel. At most, it has PDCs.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hail it, and I'm just gonna say, Rockhound, we see you. We see you running. We're not here to destroy you or hurt you. But hi. How are you?
Okay.
Everything
We're
okay?
all fine here.
We're all fine
How
here.
are you?
How are you? How are you?
Give me a communications persuasion.
Sweet.
Yeah, just an emergency medical team. That's all.
There we go. There she is.
There she is. You have stunt points. What do you want to use? Is a success.
Let me pull that little listy list up. All right. Okay. Sorry for my annoying sounds, everybody.
Is you can do general social stunts or attitude stunts.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Immersive.
Okay, I don't need membership. We're investigating. No. Infiltration. No. Ah! Stunts. Why can I never find the stunts I want right when I need them? Okay, there it is. There we go. Not that. Probably a general social. Yeah, just sway the crowd. That seems fine. So I'm trying to sway the captain, but also the first officer.
All right. Let me see. Sway the crowd, which is your words affect one additional person. Okay.
Yeah.
So they open up.
Already was trying for captain, now first officer. Or skipper.
The XO.
All right. Yeah, he goes, this is a rockhound. Identify yourself.
Actium.
Good to see you, Actium. What are you doing in our space? Burning hard towards us.
We're just you burned off away from us very quickly. We wanted to make sure you're okay.
We're fine. We're just looking for rocks.
All right. We'll carry on. We have business over here too. We'll see you later. And inhale.
And as you say that though, before you
out.
before you inhale, he goes,
Ow.
"You're not pirates."
No. I say that I don't inhale yet. No, we're not pirates.
We heard a lot of pirates in the area, and your ship matches the description we've been given.
If you find any pirates, let us know. We will help. We will defend the ourselves as well as you against any pirates that come to pursue you.
You're the Actium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the pirate ship, the Actium. We've heard about you.
Oh my god, everybody thinks we're pirates and we're not. Did we shoot at you?
No, but
I don't know where this perception comes from, Captain.
We're not pirates.
Just like I'm in the background. Like
we're not pirates. We're entrepreneurs. Don't worry, we're not here to hurt you.
Okay,
you
so
defend
we're
yourself
anybody.
from 3 or 4 attacks, and suddenly you're pirate.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing out here then? What are you doing?
Private business.
Oh, okay.
Saving the world, things like that. You know, the usual.
Did you say private business or pirate business?
The usual Dungeons and Dragons quest.
We're just murder hoboing about.
Okay. All right. Well, Rockhound out. Turns it off.
Actium out.
And they're boosting away. So
yeah, and break off away from him, Mark. Like, we're good.
Roger that.
Maintain original course.
All right. So give me a dexterity pilot check as you guys get close to the satellite to dock with it, and because you have to dock with it to upload the information. You can't like remotely access it. All right. Cool. That's all you needed. You also have stunt points if you want to use them.
Hold on, let me see what might be fun.
That would be under the vehicle combat, or not vehicle combat. Like general vehicle stunts, shouldn't there be? I guess you can use vehicles combat stunts.
Grappling stunts. How about that?
There you go.
Apply it to space. Ships.
Space grapple.
I'm gonna space grapple, boy. We gonna space wrestle.
I don't think you could really do anything. Like all the stuff is based off for combat. So
can I throw the 3 into the churn?
Yes, you can do reduce the churn.
I was literally like getting myself like
churn.
I was like,
wrestle.
if he chooses to churn, I am totally gonna make myself some new Jello shots later. So thanks.
Welcome.
Also, if he doesn't,
I am always happy to help.
Totally gonna make herself some new Jello shots later.
I was gonna say that's another T-shirt idea. I reduce the churn. Reducing the churn.
Then a little line with Mark.
Yeah. All right, so you easily approach the satellite and dock. once the ship's docked, you have two options. You can try to analyze the satellite real time, or you can download it and analyze it later.
Wait, so we can either do it now and take a while, or we can just do it later on, like during travel.
Yes, it'll still take a while, but you'll have to do it on your own.
I'm going to consult with the lady and see if what she's thinking.
Hey, Dee.
Dee!
Yeah. Yes.
Do you want to analyze information now and take time and sit here in place while we do other stuff, or do you want to just do it during travel?
It's up to
Kind of
you.
your thing. Let's do it while we travel. Let's not stay around here long.
Sure. Just.
So we downloaded information, but now we have to upload new information, right?
No, you'll have to kind of analyze it on your own.
Oh, I thought you said we were uploading something into the satellite earlier.
No. It's just downloading all the information because you're trying to figure out where it's broadcasting
sorry.
to.
I just misheard you or something earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out where it's broadcasting to.
Okay. Yeah, because unless we need to make modifications to it in some way, which I doubt we will.
So give me. I'm trying to look through. Okay, so it'll take 6 hours to go through the process as you guys are kind of like leaving the area, but it doesn't require a test. Just because you're taking your time.
Right.
I'm assuming Jata is probably the one leading that charge since he knows the technology, but it's up to you guys.
Jata's the man with the plan. Well, kind of.
Jata's not on the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call you up then.
What?
He's building his
Hey, could you take a break from your new pet and come help us with this?
I'm kind of busy. Ah, damn it, Philonda! Just a minute.
Jata comes upstairs with his drone underneath his arm with like a crack in the side of it.
It has a little collar.
You got killed with a knife.
Yeah, it's dragging a kite. It's adorable.
Yes.
Just stuff and thing. Aliens. No, but she explains to you what we're trying to do. It's like, hey, you mind kind of being the guy? This is your expertise. I'll make your lasagna extra cheesy later.
What button do I press?
So it's going to take you. It'll take you 6 hours because you're going to have to comb through line by line of code, figure out everything about this. Yeah, it's going to take a while because you're trying.
I'll
to be
bring him
thorough.
Snacks.
All right.
While he works diligently.
This is cutting into drone time.
Don't worry, I'll keep the drone stimulated. I'll take it on a walk.
Don't you dare touch my drone.
So after about 6 hours, because you don't actually have to do any tests for this one, because if you were going to try to hack it in real time, it would have taken some time. There's nothing really in the satellite software that calls out the name of Pyramid News Network, but the registry information does have one piece of information on it, an address to Port Hampton on Callisto.
Can you repeat that, please?
It's an address to Port Hampton on Callisto. Nothing else is there except for that.
Hamptons. We're going to the Hamptons. Well, I showed this to Dirty Diana.
Well, I guess we're going to Port Hampton.
Do we need to? This is more of an out of character question that applies to Mark and everything and us. Is that going to be so far that we need to make a stop on the way?
No, because it's a couple days. It's in the Jovian system.
And we'll be able to like resupply there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's a major
Okay.
trade. So
Okay. Yeah.
to explain, the Port Hampton is built in the walls of a large crater. Enormous supply ships move in and out of the city, bringing critical success to the shipyards, which is the only location capable of manufacturing huge 700-meter Donnager-class ships. So this is the birthplace of the Donnager-class battleship. It is the home of the Martian Jovian fleet, usually when they're not out currently fighting a war. But it's also a big commercial place. People are going in and out all the time.
Yeah, it's not just like a Mars thing. It's like a
No,
little bit
but
of
it
everybody's
is
there.
it is a Martian-controlled settlement.
Right.
Um,
So we'll have to mind ourselves. So that's where we will rely on you, Dirty Diana. You may need to help us with any Martian things.
it's mostly known as a shore leave location. Miners and sailors from the Martian Navy tend to use it as a place to relax for shore leave and to just kind of blow off steam.
Just
So
a
it's a
little,
place.
little less sexier of a Ryza. Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty open. It's not super locked down, but it's kind of like
it's not like super militarized like
It's-
like
I would- the
martial
best way-
law. Like,
yeah.
you
The best
know?
thing I could say it is it's kind of like Fort Lauderdale or like
Right on.
Houston, where it's like it's a military base. There's a military base there, but there's also
But it's
like
still a
lots
very
of
active trade port. Like
trade ports, people coming in and going. So you have military personnel mixing in with like the local locals
on.
and like the businesses people. So it's less
Dark Force,
serious.
It's Area 18 right now. It's
It's
cool.
Area 18 right now. Yeah.
All right, sweet. So yeah, Mark, set in a course, please, and thank you. And Jata, thank you.
Aye, Cap.
Your
Mm.
lasagna
On the way.
Your lasagna is waiting downstairs, and it is very, very extra cheesy.
Chita doesn't say anything. It just goes down to the kitchen. You hear pots and pans going. Boop, boop, boop. Look,
Quick.
How many captains do you know? That's the ship's cook as well. Just saying. It's where my real life mixes in with my in-game life because I love to cook.
So
Can't be a space captain.
once you guys after a couple of days, you guys arrive at Port Hampton. She does say on the way over there that she wants you guys to find the station for her. She has other business that she has to attend to, specifically dealing with dealing with the Martian corporations that she works for, and that and it's mostly just secure payment for you guys and to kind of like make sure that your ships are being stocked and restocked and everything like that, and to pay off who she has to pay off, because she approaches all of you later and goes, "You know, the Martians have an open warrant out for you."
Yeah, well, yeah. Yes.
Wait, did we know that? I don't think we knew that.
Because remember that's why we know that, because that's what those guys tried to do with us. Remember, like last season, the end of last
thought we-
season.
Oh,
I
I don't
was-
think that we
letting
didn't
us-
shake the warrant. I think we just basically got a temporary parlay.
I was
Alright.
too
Yeah.
busy in a crate. I don't remember this.
Yeah, when they had an active warrant for your arrest and for the other ship's arrest, because that's why they all think you're pirates, because the Martians are calling you pirates.
Dirty Diana, can you work on that little bit of PR for us?
I can get you cleared a little bit. It's going to take some greasing of palms and ensuring that certain
Just tell them
captains
we're
are
not fucking
okay.
pirates.
Yeah, they don't believe me. They wouldn't
For
believe me
God's
if I said that.
sakes, we saved what was surviving of a Martian destroyer.
He pulls up a file and throws it to you and says, "This is the after-action report of one Lieutenant Laban, and this is the after-action report of one Sergeant Cortez."
And what's the difference? Because I know
Cort-
Cortez was probably nice.
Cortez is by the book exactly as much as what happened, including an official complaint about Lieutenant Laban's attitude or his behavior. And Lieutenant Laban's report specifically reflects that he cooperated to ensure the lives of his sailors were saved, but was still recommended that the Actium be arrested for and prosecuted for its crimes, citing that the crew is dangerous and prone to violent outbursts.
That has nothing to do with the, the thing, does it?
There's so many things. So.
Yes, actually it does.
Yeah, like,
You also see on a note on the bottom that said that that he is currently facing charges for unbecoming what is it called? It's called
Unbecoming of an officer.
yeah,
of the
yeah,
Navy.
the
Behavior
conduct,
becoming of an officer.
Conduct
conduct and becoming of an
Conduct.
officer.
So LeBon's under those charges?
Yes.
Good. So that's going for us. So because if we have to dispute it, we can say, hey, look, this is the very guy that made this report.
Yeah.
Is under these charges. And then the guy that brought those complaints against him, he's telling the truth. And everybody else that was there can probably whatever.
So you guys get waved in to land at the station. This is one of those stations that actually has like a hangar. So like door opens up, you land down, the hangar closes, repressurizes the hangar, lets you guys go out and in as you need be. So you have access to both the cargo and the personnel airlock there.
So she's gonna go do business, but we've got to go deal with this address.
She wants you to investigate it and then try to find anything related to the Pyramid News Network and anything related to the protomolecule.
All right. Well, troops, who wants to do what?
I give Jesse an allowance.
Oh,
You let Jesse go?
No, I'm gonna pull him aside. I'm gonna be like, look, if you want off the ship, now's your chance. But do a little bit of research. You'll see that the Actium can be a fairly profitable place to hang out. And I swipe him some credits.
Uh-huh.
You wanted to get off basic. You wanted to get off Earth. We always need somebody to sweep up. Then I jam open the airlock.
Okay. As far as I know, they probably think I'm dead. And I ain't going, I don't even know where we are, so I'll stick with what I know so far. You haven't shot me or thrown me out of an airlock yet.
I haven't shot you again.
we gave you the
Again.
cheesiest lasagna.
And the lasagna was pretty good for it not being meat, but beggars can't be choosers.
Fungus lasagna. It grows on you.
I prefer my spore lasagna better. It's a little bit more meaty, but
But yeah, so who wants to do what? Who wants to try to kind of investigate? Who wants to go to the address? Who wants to investigate all the other stuff?
I'd like to stretch my legs, Cap.
All right. Well,
No, if you know me, if muscle's needed, I'm there.
I'll stay aboard.
Cass gets his jacket on and
how about you, Highland?
All right, I'll go get my spacesuit.
You're gonna walk out into the station with your spacesuit on, with you carrying your helmet again.
Yeah.
Okay, not the helmet.
I
okay.
will.
I-
I will
Wait,
say,
Pampa. You sure?
I'm
Why
bringing
not?
the medical drone, Paul, and
Okay.
leaving the combat drone just inside the airlock, ready to go.
yeah, and I'll just stay aboard with Jata. We'll deal with that way he can play with his drone, his new drone, and
This is a
the
Mars
other
based
drones.
station.
It's a Mars belter base, so it's a belt. It's a moon, a belter moon. So most of the people there would be belters, like the miners and locals.
but the corporate interests here are Martian.
are Martian.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I go.
Okay. Guess I'll
Nice.
Stay here.
Wait. What? I was very confident about this. Now I'm not sure. What's that? Why?
Into nothing. Into nothing. You do you. I'll be with you with my drone.
I'll be with you in spirit. And also,
Okay,
drone.
Technology. Technology we trust.
So I will let you know right off
I
the
don't have a
bat.
drone.
The address itself that you guys find it at, the general address where it is a complex. It's not a specific location, but it's a complex that's off the main complex of the station. So it's like you can think of like the landing area as like a spaceport, and then there's like transport to the main hub, and then there's transports to like living areas, and there's transports to like other recreation areas. There's just little domes that sit around the crater.
Before they leave, I just would say I go to highlight and I go, oh yeah, Pampa. Before you go, Belta to Belta, I need to ask you some things. It'll be like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. So
I'll be back.
Pampa. I know nothing about you apart from you're a Belta. I'm risking a lot here, but you wouldn't happen to know about a Mr. F,
Mr. F.
would you?
Where did that music come from?
Mister, I know a lot of people. You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
Are you just... You say you're a survivor. Are you with the OPA or are you a freelancer?
More of a freelancer. I know the OPA and I respect them, but
Okay.
I kind of do what I need to.
That's all I needed to know, Pampa. Off you go.
Rhymes with Pled Bronson.
All right.
And before you guys leave too, I'm just gonna kind of like Cass. I'm really gonna lean on you to investigate that location, and a lot of the investigation. You Mark and Highland, whatever you think is best for you two to do. I trust you to make that decision. Otherwise, just stick with Cass. Sticking together tends to help. But if something like for example, you Highland feel like it's better for you to slip off and just kind of get into conversations, that's fine. Mark, if you want to go shake hands with other Martians and see what's up, that's fine. But I don't want Cass necessarily to go to a location alone that we know
That's
nothing
fair.
about.
That's very fair. Because it'll destroy everything in the location.
I just wanted to stretch my legs a little. I'll follow Cass around.
All right.
The only person
All right.
staying is Utah.
And
No,
so
it's Utah and
yeah,
Slim.
we're both.
Oh, it's fine. Okay.
And the lady's already off the ship, just doing her thing. So
and
What's
Jesse's
the
doing
range of
whatever
my drone?
Jesse's doing.
You could probably pilot around the entire station for a day or so, 24 hours.
I'll be in my room unless you need me, boss man.
I'll holler up from the bridge if I need your help.
What are we doing here? Sorry, I was a bit zoning out for a bit.
I was watching old videos from Earth.
Investigating
I was
information
watching
for the
the old
proto
space launcher.
molecule. Investigating that location, that address that we got off that satellite, and where that satellite was broadcasting to. And there was one other thing.
Yeah, we essentially ripped an address from a domain registry, and
Yeah.
we're off to go see why the satellite was registered to that address.
Basically, the
Called the Space DMV.
the Pyramid News Network was broadcasting to the
Pyramid,
satellite,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
now this satellite has been backtraced to this location. It's where broadcasting been coming off, but it's not a specific location. It's just like an area. It's basically like an area code or like a zip code in American parlance for sending mail. So you have a big broad area where it could have come from, but you need to figure out. So you need to figure out where Pyramid is broadcasting from, and then get any information you can from Pyramid about the protomolecule. How did they know about the protomolecule, and what everything they have about that?
Yeah.
So
All right.
There you go.
PNN news from all three sides.
So
I
you
will be right
guys
back.
exit the ship, and you walk into a very busy station. People coming and going. Martians in Navy uniforms, but more relaxed, walking around. Lots of movement of freight back and forth. Belters, working the docks. And you see in the distance kind of a tram station, people kind of huddled around there waiting to get in and off. Seems to be going pretty quickly.
How conspicuous is my drone?
Not very. I mean, there's drones flying around all over the place. Some of them are security, some of them are privately owned. You see some of them following some of the workers.
Okay.
You
Mark
see
is off
one,
the ship.
I would think my drone's more conspicuous than yours
your medical drone, right?
because it's bright white with red crosses.
Yeah, and it's a converted combat drone, so it's pretty big in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? You're off the ship, Mark, right? You're walking.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think Highland's gonna be following Mark.
Yeah.
And
Cass
Mark is following Cass.
There we go.
Cass is
All right.
heading towards our zip code based destination.
So it takes a few minutes for a tram to arrive that's going to that complex. When you after a few minutes, you guys get on. No real issues. The tram takes you high speeds towards the complex. Once it arrives, opens up, people walk out. Your immediate reaction from this place is it's a dump. You see like signs for brothels. You see signs for augmentations, cheap augmentations like body mods for like artificial limbs and such, eyes, some gambling halls. It's very seedy area. You see some drunk Martians wandering around, back towards the tram. Street workers, street walkers, hitting up random people walking by.
Oh, what's it look like for people carrying?
Fairly open. People tend to have their guns open in this area. The Martian Navy doesn't carry anything, but your average person seems to have weapons.
Cass has a small back holster under his jacket, by the way. That's how he's carrying Akila's pistol.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pistols
and
are still
I
at my
would
hip.
have definitely come armed. Not heavily, but see, I would have brought my pistol on one hip and my hand taser on the other.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? You know what? I'm going to preempt you for this one.
Okay.
Because instead of what do you guys want to do, I'm going to tell you guys that this is a challenge. So how challenges work is you have a success threshold. Each test you do is going to take 5 minutes, and the difficulty is TN11. So whatever you do to accomplish this challenge, because your challenge is to find this location, whatever you do, whatever skills you use, you have to get an 11 or better. And the success threshold is 10, so you need 10 successes. So I believe that the way this works is if you get a 2 on the drama die after success, that counts as 2 successes. And you have to work
when
it all the way
you're
down.
doing an extended challenge, the drama die results are cumulative over the time you do the checks.
Yeah.
And they need to add up. The TN for the test doesn't actually change.
No.
Unless some circumstance causes, like some actual circumstance causes it to change, but just succeeding or failing a check doesn't change it by default.
No,
And
but if you
once we get drama dice equaling 10 across all efforts towards the challenge, we've succeeded the challenge.
And it is possible to fail and still succeed. So if you fail one, it doesn't mean that you fail. That just means that you don't get points towards the success threshold. However, every failure comes with a consequence. That's the churn. That's the equivalent of the churn. So
Yeah.
depending on how bad you fail, depends on the consequences that lead up to it.
All right.
So, and you know what? Let's take a little bit of a long break because we're coming up on the launch here in about 10 minutes or so.
T minus
T
13.
minus 1320.
Do we want to take the break in 13?
My advice would be we take it at 4 minutes till, because the 4-minute countdown is the handoff.
Okay. And for those of you who are watching, like after the fact, the SpaceX launch is supposed to happen today, and we're in 13 minutes.
Soon
so,
TM.
Soon TM.
Soon
We'll figure
TM.
it out. So let's go through this challenge then. We can probably get through this challenge before then.
Do it.
So how are you guys going to find where the station is?
The first thing Cass is going to do is sort of survey the area, and I'm actually looking for any building that seems out of place, like any business type, because we've got like seedy bars, we've got brothels, we've got gambling halls, and I'm gonna see if there's anything that like doesn't really fit into that seedy mold as much.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like try to get a feel for those. I'm trying to make a case for perception intuition here.
Do it.
All right. Actium. It's the first time I've opened my character sheet this session. Herger. Smith. And... Oh, wait. We know the TN.
Yes, it's
Submit.
11. Hey, you succeeded with stunt points. But it doesn't matter because you have the drama die 4. So you seem to see a group of businesses that seem to be labeled municipal buildings. There's a couple of office temp agencies and an office park, which just has various businesses in it. It's off to the side, which doesn't seem to be fitting with this motif. So you're naturally drawn to that area. Anybody else
If
want
I
to try anything?
do get to use any investigation stunts, the one I want to use is Lucky Break, so later I might be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that.
Because that's a detailed only stunt, so.
Highland or Mark, do you guys want to try anything? You guys know a general. You're narrowing down the region just a little bit more.
I'm going to open up my stunt thing, but yeah, what I think I want to do is, I think Highland's going to. I think as he's following and passing everybody, he's keeping an ear open to like the rattling of everybody talking around, but he's keeping an ear open to conversations that are passing by in groups of people and stuff, and he's trying to pick out and I guess thread together where this could be.
Okay, give me a. I guess you're making a case for perception hearing.
How did you know? Yeah.
Go for it.
Let me try to find out where there it is. What's the target?
TN 11.
11.
All right, so that's a failure, but it's okay.
Makes sense. I mean, it's a bunch of different groups talking about where the location is may not ever happen.
It's harder. You're harder to pick it out. You get some weird stuff, but there's nothing really like clear that can point you in the direction. Mark, any attempts? You're currently at a 6 for the threshold.
Yeah.
You haven't tried to talk with anybody yet. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking any of the Martians around kind of look like they might be pilots.
Yeah, you can see a few.
Yeah, I'd like to go talk to one of them and, just ask him how his day is going, introduce myself, not mentioning the Actium, but,
Okay.
let him know I was a former medevac pilot. Just general casual bullshit before I ask questions.
Give me a communications perception or persuasion check, unless you have another.
Just going to be straight communication, and it's going to be terrible, but that's
fine.
Better than
you
nothing.
Give it a shot. Not a success. All right. So you seem to talk with the pilot. The pilot is he's a little drunk. He's talking with you. He doesn't seem to really come across he doesn't really seem to know anything about it. He's just recently stationed there, and he's just trying to drink his sorrows away because they just came off the front line, and he's like, "Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. I think we're winning, but it's bad."
What's bad about it?
We're just taking too many losses. We for every 2 UN ships we destroy, they take out one of ours, but they got twice as many ships as we do.
Not a good ratio.
No.
Gotta get that KDR up. Those are rookie numbers.
We have the more advanced ships, but we just don't have enough of them. The old UN rust buckets are no chance. They don't stand a chance in the 1-to-1 fight with us. But
yeah, but a 2-to-1, not so good, huh?
No, they were smart. Whatever happened, they the I forgot what they call them. There's a name for them. Squats.
Well, thanks for your time.
He's like, the damn squats are were smart enough to attack us when they knew our numbers were low and they had the numerical advantage. But yeah, he kind of goes off on that. Anybody else want to try anything?
I am going to, now that we've sort of narrowed down an area, I'm going to be looking at, the door panels that might have security keys on them, that sort of thing. I'm looking for any place that has security that maybe seems a little better than it should.
Okay. Intelligence security
for the area, like because I do also have intelligence security, which is specifically knowledge of different security devices, systems, protocols, and personnel. I'm also looking for like any building that looks like maybe people are kind of guarding it, even if that's kind of surreptitious. Like
there's too good of security, either electronically or physically, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, for what any of these buildings appear to be.
Yeah. Go ahead, give me intelligence security.
This is one of the other things Cass actually does.
Hey, succeed. So now it's down to 4 more left.
Yep.
You see a building, which is that office kind of complex that has a high-tech security lock on it and 2 armed guards carrying rifles outside the front. It seems a little heavy for an office building. So something is being protected there.
They're protecting themselves from us.
Yeah.
So the drone is following around, and I notice Cass draw his attention towards that one building, and it seems like everybody else somehow are also kind of congregating. So I would like to, using my drone, which has a hacking device, I would like to hack into the hand terminal of one of the guards, and if successful, I would like to see the contacts list to see if this is the building or not.
Okay, give me a intelligence. I guess you're going for security, intelligence security for that.
Either security or technology. I'm flying the drone.
I'm sorry, technology. Yeah, intelligence technology. Go give me that. An 11. Hey, and that's what you needed. So you're able to point out over the hand terminals, so like you're able to find exactly what you're looking for. You think that the likely chances in this building, that the closest thing you can come to based off all your information is an office that's called Ortiz Kendrick Media.
All right.
It fits the bill. All the other ones are empty or are basically low rent temp agencies, or prostitutes seem to be renting them out based off of any kind of information you can gather. That seems to be the best one to fit the bill.
Yeah, the heist movie starts next.
All right.
Yeah, they're retracting the strong back now.
All right, so we'll be back, guys, in a few minutes. Take some time to grab some water, go to the bathroom, and we'll be back.
Hello.
Hello?
Welcome back, guys. So we watched the launch of the SpaceX capsule. God it didn't blow up.
Thank God.
Thank the
Yeah,
Lord.
we can say that now, right?
Yeah, they're currently, apparently at this point, they are on rendezvous, which is going to be about 19 hours, and in that time, they're going to take it off automatic and have the astronauts give it a spin, just to test out the manual controls.
Got to kick the tires while you're up there.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Apparently, they have
Let you guys
to,
fly around for a bit.
yeah, they have to get some exercise in, so they got to get onto the exercise bikes on board, and then they have to sleep. And as the NASA spokesman said, I don't think anyone's sleeping.
I'll try to sleep.
Yeah,
I'd
they
be
aren't
impressed if
sleeping.
they sleep.
I'm not sleeping. The NASA, I think the head of NASA said he's going down to Houston right now to be there, and he's like, I'm probably not going to sleep until they're at the ISS, and it's not a success until they get home. So,
Yeah.
What do you think Elon's doing right now after watching SN4
Drinking.
explode and then watching this success?
drinking heavily.
He's
Drinking
popping
heavily.
champagne,
Drinking?
man.
He'll be in his bunk,
hope
I'm
he is.
sure.
Well, I mean, the thing about Starship is that Starship it's exploded, but that's the reason why they do those static fire tests to see what went wrong, and
Yeah.
they learn better from it. They'll get into like static, what is it, SN designations? They're the SN. They'll get into SN.
Yeah, SN is their designations. The SN4 is the one that just exploded. We've seen 5 is pretty much built.
Mhm.
6 is nearly done, and 7 has been started.
Yeah, we'll get into SN like 23 before they feel comfortable with things.
I just want to see them do the 50-meter test hop. You know,
Yeah.
like just to pick it up and move it over. I think that's going to be cool to see.
It was statistically more unlikely to blow up than to be struck by lightning twice during launch. Didn't that happen to one of the Apollo that got hit by lightning?
12, I think.
12
What, it
got
got
hit
struck
by
by lightning twice?
Yeah.
Twice in the launch. That's crazy.
I think that was it. Might have just been once, but it was
I'll
pretty
tell you
intense.
for sure in a second, because I actually did I did a Kerbal recreation of that one. Yeah, it was Apollo 12.
Apollo 12. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
they got
So-
hit by lightning. That was the famous set SCE to Aux was the famous call, because that's what really saved the mission.
Yeah, because the one dude who knew exactly what the answer was like, set SC Ox. And they're like, who said that? It's like, I don't care. Set SC Ox. Boop. Hey, it worked. And they didn't know who said it, and they just called it out. And the dude was like, yeah, slavishly looking at all the situations. And that was the one thing that popped in my head. I think he said something to
Well,
the effect like
he had the story was
What did
that
he
he
say?
had encountered a similar power failure in a simulation, and
Yeah.
he had spent the time and actually had that as the thing that fixed it.
Yeah.
Right. So when it actually happened, it was completely unexpected, but he was the only guy that had ever seen
Wow.
these weird voltages coming off everything, and he knew that doing that would reset everything.
Yeah,
You
it was
see?
the
Gamers have their
pure
value
luck.
after all.
Exactly.
yeah.
Mhm.
And the thing was, he wasn't an astronaut. He was just a ground controller.
Gamer.
Yeah,
he's
he was
a
literally a
YouTuber.
gamer. He was literally just on the simulations because he wanted to be.
Doing
And
Let's Play.
Yep.
yeah,
And that man was Scott Manley.
Scott Manley.
I was about to say.
And that man was Dos
Oh my
Valdez.
God.
All right. So last we left you guys, you'd found the location of Pyramid News Network's broadcasting site.
Yes.
and-
Something media conglomerate.
I fly down the drone to cast, and I go,
Oh yeah. Check your hand terminal.
and it says Ortiz Kendrick Media.
Oh. All right. Don't suppose you can get me credentials for that door.
What's the
it's
secret word?
it's actually in. It's actually open. There's nobody. It's just yeah.
I
it's
meant the
in-
door that had a security lock on it and guards.
Yeah, that one's it's unlocked.
Okay.
It's just has a
alright.
security lock for later.
What's the secret
God.
word?
It's
Uh,
toilet
did-
paper.
Just as I was asking Cass what the secret
Oh.
word is, you know the door's open.
Grenades.
There you go.
So the door, they let you slip in, and you realize there is no windows in this complex, just doors. And you see a line of doors, and
My defenestration demonstration.
and it's squeezed between a tattoo parlor and a refurbished electronics shop in this like office complex.
Gotcha.
And there's a door right there. What do you guys want to do?
Will we go in? Do we knock? Want me to knock?
Sure. Knock away.
Mark steps back.
What kind of door is it?
Normal door has hinges, so it's like a normal.
He takes out his
wooden-
gun and he
Taps
taps
it.
taps the barrel on the.
As you tap the barrel the first time, you hear it. It goes, "Ree," and you tap the second time, it flings a little bit further open. That it was unlatched.
Casts like hand on his pistol. Like motions Highland back slightly. And starts like doing the hand signal thing, and he's like
Okay.
like signaling to them like left and right when we go in.
Those are corners.
Yep.
That's
And
how they get you.
Thank you.
he like glances at the drone and sort of Jata's drone and sort of indicates for it to keep a bird's eye view. And then he slowly like pushes the door the rest of the way open and is cautious but keeping an eye on the room.
Okay. Everyone, give me a perception check.
What type of perception check?
Seeing, if you have it.
Okay. Secret. Got a secret.
If I'm seeing with my ears, how about that?
All right. So
See, I told the drone to keep a bird's eye view, and I did it for a reason.
So Cass, Jata, and Mark, you guys notice as you're looking in, as the door opens up, the hinges are damaged, as if someone kicked the door in and then closed it behind them.
So it
Like
didn't- so it
the
wasn't an actual
latches
close.
also, like the jam, I think what it's called.
Yeah,
Like
the spot
latch,
where the door clasps is all splintered.
it's just gone. Yeah, someone kicked
yeah.
the door in.
Yeah, we're not the first ones
Random.
here.
And it doesn't look like it's old. It looks fresh. Like, you don't see any kind of wear or anything like that. It looks like it recently was kicked open.
All right. Pistol is out now as I step into the room.
It looks fresh.
Guess I'll take out my pistol
Yeah,
too.
but it's still warm.
And I'm still not like really talking, even if the other guys are.
Yeah.
And I like gesture to Highland and I
Mm.
ears. Because I'm not sure we're alone. And
give me a perception hearing check there, Highland.
Yeah, all right.
My favorite part.
Okay, for certain, as you listen a little closely, you kind of let the room kind of ambient noise kind of taking everything in, and then you hear this rattle, 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 and it sounds like armor moving around on clothing, and like weapons jingling, and it's behind the desk. Because as you enter in, there's this big lobby that says Pyramid News Network on the back end, kind of like in a shredded banner. And there's a receptionist desk, and you're hearing this sound of like guns being moved around in armor, like as if someone's crouched down behind the desk, like doing little micro movements and kind of like shuddering her a little bit.
this is the time I wish I had a flashbang grenade.
Does this seem familiar, Minor? Have you been in this predicament recently?
So I don't know if how Highland indicates that to cast though.
Yeah, I think Highland, yes, is going to stop and
Okay. So he makes like motions that he's hearing something behind the desk.
Yeah.
All right. Cass pulls out raises his pistol, points at Highland, and motions for him to go around the opposite side of the desk so that we can go around and come at the guy from both sides.
Okay.
And I don't know if
So-
Mark even has a weapon, but
I do. I said I took my pistol out.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that.
So if you look back, you'll see Mark holding a pistol up.
Okay. And he's like indicates for Mark to keep an eye on the rest of the room. And then we advance on either side of the desk.
Okay.
Or I advance. I hope Highland does.
Okay. So you guys advance on either side of the desk, and the second you pop around, you realize that they are totally flat-footed. They had no idea you guys hadn't heard them there. So like the second they pop around, they're like, "What?" Like they were preparing, and that they weren't expecting you guys to come in. So like they're sitting there, two guys, black armor, face masks. You've seen this before.
Oh, Jesse's crew.
Yes, Jesse's crew.
It's Jesse's crew.
So yeah, I spin around, and then I don't know how wide the desk is, but if I'm able to, I've got a gun like touching a helmet.
Okay.
My helmet. That's my helmet.
I'm going to look up the dead to rights rule because it's referencing the dead to rights rule. So let's go with dead to rights is chapter 12. Combat considerations.
I
All right.
think dead to rights just means they can't use fortune if we decide to attack. Any situation rather than dead to rights cannot spend fortune to eliminate damage. All damage must be accounted for with toughness, injuries, and wounds.
Yeah, I'm not going to use dead to rights for that one, but
Okay.
you've essentially caught them completely by surprise. So it depends on what you want to do. You have the initiative. I will give them dead to rights because they have no way of stopping you if you wanted to shoot them.
Unfortunately, Cass is much more in an investigative mood than in a roll a bunch of dice and kill more guys mood.
Mhm.
But so if I'm able to like pistol on helmet,
My
Yeah.
favorite mode.
we come around and I like to imagine that they're under there like prepping, getting ready to pop out, and we come around the side and I just tap on a helmet with my pistol. And the guy turns and looks and sees the barrel of a gun.
Yeah.
Weapons down, folks.
Give me a intimidation check,
Yay! I have.
which I think you actually have, don't you? Yeah.
Yep. Secret.
You've essentially. Okay. Yeah. Considering the situation, that's what you needed. Because I believe it was. Yeah, that's it. So you they put their weapons down, both of them, and they kind of put their hands up.
And I flick my pistol up to indicate for them to stand.
They stand up.
Helmets
Here. What about them?
off.
Take the helmet off. Two Earther-looking guys. Maybe someone from maybe Luna. Some look a little big.
Okay, so clearly you assholes didn't get the memo about what happened on Prometheus. Why are you here? What are you looking for?
We're just here for information.
Oh, okay. Us too. That's fortuitous. Who do you work for?
Give me another. Are you intimidating them, or are you trying to persuade them?
Yeah, this is Cass
Intimidation?
has not lowered his gun.
Okay, give me another intimidation check.
Or let me rephrase. You're going to tell me who you work for, what you were looking for, and what you found. In that order.
Okay. You have some points.
Let me look at those social stunts. There they are. I am going to. Well, I'm going to use sway the crowd so I get the guy I'm talking to and the other guy because you said there were two, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll do sway the crowd, and then the remaining 3 points I will put into impress in case I need to make an additional social check against them. So my
Okay.
next one will be at +3.
Go for it.
So,
So the first one is which?
sway the crowd. So I'm basically targeting both of them now instead of just
Okay.
the one guy that I was talking to.
And then the second one was
My next social check against these guys is at a +3.
got you. Okay. I'm trying to look through for something real quickly. All right. So you said, who are you? Who are you working for? What are you looking for?
Who do you work for? I don't
Or-
care who these two are.
Yeah.
Who do you work for? What are you looking for? And what did you find? Because those may be very different things.
Okay. So the guy goes, "Where?" And the other guy says, "Shut the fuck up." He's like, "Dude, you want to die for paycheck?" Fine. He goes, "We're Vector Security.
God fucking damn it.
We're here looking for information related to a specific, I think they called it the protomolecule. These guys have been broadcasting it. As far as we find, I don't know, because we were told to wait out in the lobby while the rest of them are in the studio interrogating the broadcaster."
God damn it. Okay. Hand terminals on the table. Leave the guns. Get the fuck out of here.
They do that and they leave.
And now we're like, I guess since they leave, I don't know what kind of guns they had. Rifles, I assume.
Mhm. They had rifles, yeah.
Yeah,
Take the rifles.
Scoop down and sling one over my shoulder.
Okay.
Just because, and I snatch up the hand terminals so that they can't come back and grab them. And then I look at Highland and like, well, this is going to get harder before it gets easier. They're going to be, based on that, we're probably going to be facing some opposition a little further in, but hopefully we can get the jump on them too. There's a low
Right.
voice sort of thing.
We'll try. We'll try. I mean, how many do you expect?
I like lean over the desk and see if there are any like security cameras or anything.
You give me a security check for that.
That's another skill I have.
Yeah. Okay, so you're able to boot up the security desk, the monitors in the front, and you see there inside there are three you see the back office. There's a cubicle lined hallway that makes a right hand turn and then at an office pod, and then you see bullet holes are scoured into one of the walls, and you don't see into there, but you definitely into the building, into that place, but you definitely are seeing movement inside that room. There's no cameras in that room, though.
All right. I'm going to try, like, based on the movement that I can see, I'm going to try and get an idea of how many hostiles we're looking at. But I know that's not going to be easy.
Give me a intuition check. You don't really, you can't really tell. It's too, the bullets or holes are too random. There's movement, but it's not enough information.
All right. Cass is going to bullshit Highland here. Based on previous run-ins with Vector Security, I'm guessing they sent in a team of 6 minus the 2 assholes we just sent out. At least 4, maybe an extra 1 or 2 if they expected resistance.
So how many?
4 to 6.
All right. Okay, great.
All right. This is going to get messy. And I start heading through the office area.
Okay. So you start heading through office area. It's dead quiet. There's nothing around there.
Real quick, I'll pick up that second rifle and hand it to Highland.
Okay.
Quick, pass me something too.
I take the rifle and I hang it over the drone. The arms strap.
I was joking.
Yeah, I mostly grabbed the one rifle because I didn't want anybody to be able to come back through and get it and sneak up behind us.
All right. So let me paint the picture for you guys. As you guys enter the offices, guns drawn, you see the cubicles are empty, but you hear steady footsteps coming from this one area in the office, and you hear a lot of terrified murmurs. But everything else, like people just were abandoning their cubicles. There's food out. There's things are up, and no one seems to see you guys coming in. Are you guys just running straight in?
If there's an avenue that's sort of behind cubes, Cass is going to be low and slow. Like,
okay, give me a stealth check then, a deception check.
You
guys are following
dexterity stealth is.
You used 1.
You only used 1, yeah.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Jatal lands on the table.
And dexterity because I don't have stealth. Okay, that's an opposed check usually, I think so.
Okay.
And I don't think stunts apply to that because we're not really doing anything.
No. This check is something specific. There's a specific number you're supposed to get.
Gotcha.
So as you guys,
I don't know if the rest of the people are sneaking.
Are you guys trying to sneak as well?
What?
Highland and
Mark.
Are you guys trying to sneak as well?
I guess I'll try it.
Okay.
I wave Jatal's drone's point of view to Sloane in the bridge so she can see what's happening.
Highland, you can use those stunt points if you want to for infiltration.
We all generated stunt points. That's funny.
How many do I have? 4?
Yeah, and you can as well there, Cass.
All right, infiltration is a thing.
Yeah, infiltration is a thing, and so can you, Mark. You guys can all use infiltration. Infiltration stunts.
I am going to pump 3 points into just a shadow. So if I get to make another test while I'm still undiscovered, I get a +3 on that. And then 2 points on take one for the team, so that 2 points on take one for the team, so that if one of the other 2 gets into trouble and would take damage, I can opt to take that damage instead.
Okay. Mark.
You're very quiet.
Well, I haven't said anything yet.
Okay.
I'm reading and thinking.
How
He's
dare
scary.
you.
I have something. I think Highland
Okay.
You go.
will spend his 5 on. I'm sorry. Yeah, 5 on fancy meeting you here, which is a really cool stunt.
Yeah.
You choose a talent or focus that your character doesn't possess. An NPC of the GM's choice with that focus or talent appears in the scene within a few minutes or a few rounds. If your action leads directly to action time, it doesn't dictate anything about their situation, attitude, or identity. These are all up to the GM. Oh wait, that's not as cool as I thought it was. I thought it was I get to choose a talent and then use it in the scene.
You get to
later.
choose a talent.
You get to choose
Right.
talent, and somebody with that talent
Somebody
will
else
show
with the
up.
talent.
Yes.
Sounds so good. Okay, well then hold on, never mind. Back to you, Tros.
We do have a single point of turn increase from Highland's roll, by the way. Because he got a 6 on the drama die.
Yes, I know. And you spent 4
On my
so
intimidation check earlier,
I've been counting it.
Actually,
I've been counting it.
Spirian pointed this out to me, and I looked it up. It's 4 on a single stunt.
Oh, on a single stunt. Okay.
Is what generates churn. But yeah, Highland's hearing check and my intimidation check earlier also increased the churn.
Yep.
I'm going to cover my tracks and do a high-tech hustle. Which is when I'm
okay.
hacking or evading the cops, or infiltrating a military base, you put -2 on all future rolls to follow your trail to where we are. And then the high-tech hustle is with an injection of technobabble or a quick mod or device. You sidestep one or more complication impeding your current goal to give yourself the ability to perform one task you otherwise couldn't in a current situation at the GM's discretion.
So, what do you want to do that you wouldn't normally be able to do with office workers in the back room being held hostage by any number of gunmen?
What was in the back room? A hostage?
Yeah, there sounds like there's some like muffled like cries of fear in the back room. Plus, you see movements of gunmen kind of walking by the door, which is slightly open, and there's bullet holes through it.
Does anybody have another grenade besides this one?
It heals up the EMP.
Like I said, this is where I was wishing I would have a flashbang grenade.
I'm gonna have to use this one otherwise.
You know what you could do? I'll say this. You think you can find a way to turn that EMP grenade into a flashbang?
Push the red button.
Basically make it fizzle and pop in such a way that when the fancy blue smoke escapes, it also ignites.
Right. No, I get it.
I think I lean over to the table and I grab one of the propellers of the drone and I scoot it over as silently as I can.
Alright, so I'm gonna need your help here. I think we only have a grenade. I need to get it to be a flashbang. How do I do that? You see that red button? Yes, I see the red button. You wanna press it once. Once? This is a grenade, remember? Okay. There you go. That's it. You got this, Bamba. That's it. That's all I have to do. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Jitter out.
I'll count that as the high tech hustle. So.
Okay, cool. And I think he's ready now to.
Got it.
Okay.
You tell me when.
All right.
What do you want to do, Mark?
I think I'm going to go with bravery. Your success bolsters your courage, granting you an extra 1d6 toughness against the next damaging hazard you face in this encounter. There's that. And I think I'm also going to do take one for the team.
Okay.
So that's 3 of my 5. And good instincts. That's 4. And then 1 point to calm the waters.
Okay.
So good instincts is make a perception test using an appropriate focus, GM's choice, with the same TN as the test you just made to learn the most likely immediate consequence of the action you just performed. So sneaking in here, what's most likely to happen? But I got to make that roll. What perception? Well, I only have perception.
So perception and make the roll.
Yep, hold on.
Secret.
I'll tell you if it's successful or not. It's successful.
Yay!
So the immediate.
I don't think I get stun points for a stunts roll.
No, not for that.
Okay.
And the question is, let's see, it's bravery. Which one was it? Good instincts. Okay. Learn an immediate. The most likely immediate consequence of your action you just performed. There's going to be gunfire. You're
Great.
likely going to encounter gunfire. You've encountered vector security several times by this point. You know that they are very trigger happy, and especially if they're stressed, they're not exactly the best in dealing with delicate situations. But you also know that they're also not the best trained. They're fairly well armed, but they tend to be a little bit on the dim side when it comes to a lot of situations. You guys tricked them into believing that you were the resupply ship, even though you weren't the resupply ship on the asteroid.
Yeah, we saw their hair trigger on Luna.
Yeah. So
And
Branded vector
one more
security
question.
came after us on Prometheus. I'm getting real tired of these assholes.
Do I roll the 1d6 for toughness now, or do I roll it when I take damage?
so for bravery, you roll 1d6. No. And we'll add that to your toughness.
Nice.
5. So you have 5 extra toughness, which means
Yay, me.
whatever your armor and toughness is, plus 5. That means even if they hit you, they have to get through however many damage that is. All right, so you guys get up close. You guys are able to get up close to the back studio where you see the office workers in the back, and the door's slightly open. What do you
How
guys
many
gonna do?
entrances are in the
Just
studio?
One entrance
The
and
one.
one exit. There's another entrance, like here's the studio, and then like right next to it, you can see like the door's closed, and you see like a window there. That's like the recording side, and that's like the like that's the booth, and that's like the studio itself where they're
Right,
filming.
we're in an old electronics place,
Like
You're-
a news, like a
news-
radio station.
like a broadcasting place. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you have like the booth where they're like dealing with like the feeds and everything like that. You can see that right there, like right over here,
There's an editing booth and then the broadcasting booth.
and the
recording
broadcasting booth. Yeah, the recording booth.
I think now knowing this, I think I'm going to. All right. And they are in the studio. They're in the recording.
They're in
booth.
the recording room. Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to trust me on this.
Yep.
All right. Don't.
Cast nods. I need to remember this is
Fire.
occasionally an audio podcast as well.
Yes.
Don't fire until I give you the signal. And you'll know the signal.
Thumbs up.
I think he's. Hold on. Well, how am I going to do this?
I think I have an idea
I
of what
think
you're trying to
he
do.
signals you towards the recording booth,
Okay. I head that way.
and he starts to. I think you may pick it up, but he starts to say that he will be over. He's going to stay here, but in Belta gesture. So he's like he's going to remain here.
Okay. Cast
and then
shrugs because
Yeah.
he doesn't really know Belter sign, but he's
You
trusting.
could probably
Hylos
just
on
that
this one.
it has
Yeah.
something to do with this location. So
Yeah.
And then he like gestures.
Remember to on my signal.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Because it's an audio podcast. I don't have to do it. I have
Yeah.
to I'll just describe it. So so the and then he starts to creep toward the doorway. He cooks the flashbang. He tosses it in, and then he holds up his hand towards towards Mark and Cass, as in this isn't the signal. Not yet.
Mhm.
Hold your fire.
Okay.
Waits for the grenade to go off.
That's you, Paul. We need to know what happens when the grenade goes off.
Oh, okay. Give me a roll first. I was trying to see if you're going to describe the other actions. Roll me the grenade check, which is I believe
Accuracy throwing, I think. For
it's
grenades?
it's an accuracy. It's just a.
I can explain it all, and then we can break it down into rolls after if you want.
Yeah. That'd probably be best.
So yeah. Oh, so he tosses the grenade, he waits for the flashbang to go off, and then and the wee, and then he just waits. Probably shields his eyes. And then he takes the rifle, that extra rifle that he had, and he slides it across the floor. And when he does that, he's giving them a chance to recover from, to have their senses like over exerted, and then he wants to have them panic by shooting at the gun that he's going to slide across the floor. And in that panic, I want them to shoot through the production room.
Okay, so you're sliding the rifle into the production room.
Yeah. So grenade. No, I am at the entrance of
the studio. Yeah.
They are in the production room.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can see me from where I am.
Yeah.
And I am throwing grenade, waiting for it to go off. Waiting maybe 10 seconds after that.
Just enough so that the blurry vision and the
they're like overstimulated and they're starting to recover, and then because they're probably going to be frantic and panicking, and then I'm going to slide the grenade or slide the rifle across the floor, and in that hopefully commotion, I'm going to tell them to fire, like firing line through the.
Gotcha. He wants Vector to turn, face the rifle, and fire at it so that we can pop up from behind and take them in the back.
Okay, so here's this is going to work. Give me the accuracy thrown first. It's a TN11.
All right. Accuracy thrown.
I'll give you a +2 for this as well.
Still don't have perfect. Thank you. So additional modifiers +2.
Just because you're like very carefully, they don't know where you're there. There we go. So you beat it. Nice. It's TN11.
Nice.
So you get 15. So you throw the grenade, and it goes off. Just poof, and you hear them just start. What? And they start to like panic and kind of move around a little bit. And after the few seconds, you slide the rifle. Give me a deception check for that one.
Oh my! I was like, let me quickly make a whistling grenade EMP sound, and then I forgot to change anything. Deception. Sorry, I'm gonna ruin the moment. 11.
That's what you needed.
Sweet.
So you did 11. So you throw that in there, and it starts clattering. And as it starts clattering, the magazine gets dislodged. So it's doubly clattering, and there's bullets that are just rolling as well from the magazine. So it's like click, 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 making a whole lot of noise as it's going by. The like strap is bouncing against the ground as it's going. And it's low G, so it's like every time it hits, it just skips up in the air for a little bit. So it's like clatter, 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 clatter. It's just kind of doing that. So they turn and they kind of like towards it and start shooting it at shooting that direction, like in the ground and like otherwise.
And then he gives him the signal to fire.
Cass pops, just pops up.
Yeah, fires through the glass. Gotcha.
Silent thinks he's like Quick Draw McGraw ace shooter. He saw him do everything last like the only fight we've ever seen him fight in.
Yeah,
he's destroyed everybody before he got shot at. So I mean, like he's just like, well, this is gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Initiative time or
everyone give me initiative, and then we'll figure this out. So everyone roll me initiative.
Right, I roll initiative with pistols.
Hidden button.
Let's go with.
This is the first time I've actually seen the simple check button on our sheets. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So, wow. It does that again. All right. So we've got. Is Mark the first one? Yeah, Mark's the first one. So we've got... they're technically first, but because you guys have an ambush, you've ambushed them, you have 1 round ahead.
So it's like they're first, but actually...
Yes, but actually. And then you've got
but actually,
Cass. So then you have Cass.
Cass, Highland. Well, Highland and Jata at the same thing, and they have the same modifier, so I guess it comes down to Dromedai. So Cass, Jata, Highland, Mark, Sloan.
Okay. So, Cass, you're up first.
I should have thrown the drone in as well.
I do want to know, how many are there?
Okay, so here's, like, when you pop up, you see two of them. You see a middle-aged looking woman tied up into a chair in the very center, like a bunch of spotlights on her. And behind her, zip-tied, are about 15 other people there.
Okay, so there's only the 2 vector security guys.
Only 2 vector security guys.
I really overestimated.
Just destroy them all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna fire.
Go for it.
I'll take the left one.
Okay.
And I get aim modifier because of Akilo's pistol. I love this gun. And it's armor piercing, TN secret, go.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow.
That's sick.
Are we doing this again?
Oh, here we
Cass,
go.
are we doing this again?
We
That's
might
disgusting.
be. I mean, I'm certainly going to
Cannon
lightning
now.
attack and
It's
shoot the
cannon now.
second
You have
one.
an ultimate.
Yeah. You have an
Um,
ultimate.
You've generated enough ultimate.
I'm gonna lightning attack, and then I'm also going to let's look at gun stats really quick.
You don't need to look at gun stuff. We know what you're going to
Well, he doesn't want to spend more than 4 in one stunt.
On yeah,
Because that'll-
whatever. We can eat the churn. Let's see what happens.
oh well, yeah, that's funny. It also doesn't generate churn. That's hilarious. If you make an attack, okay, that's funny. Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 on lightning attack and then 3 on precision marksmanship. Because I get the aim bonus for free on my attacks.
Yeah.
To give myself an additional +3 on my next attack.
Okay. So you've got another attack, and you have an additional +3, so you have a +9 to hit.
Yeah. So I'm going to be shooting the second guy.
Okay.
And pistols. Total bonus is 4 with aim. So ba and ha. All right. Lightning attack and the same thing back to the first guy.
Back to the first one. Okay. High noon.
How? All the time.
It's high noon.
Here's
blood for the
midday.
comment. Let's get back to the RP.
Yeah.
All right.
Stun points again, but only 4. And I
same
believe
thing,
that
except
hits.
it's only going to be. Huh?
I'm gonna
Would that miss?
I'm gonna double check if it hits, because that actually might miss. No, it hits. It hits.
Okay,
Oh,
so
never mind.
same thing, except now the bonus on the next attack is only +2, not +3.
Gotcha.
It's just easier this way.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to the second guy.
Yes.
This is not just a straight character trait you have.
That's what it is.
Oh man.
You may not be able to
You don't-
use lightning shot. What is it again? What is it?
Lightning attack.
Lightning attack over and over, but Cass can.
Oh.
There we go. Finally, that hits 2. So do you
Okay,
just hit
so-
both of them twice?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm gonna roll damage 4 times. The first 2 are on the first guy. The
Yeah.
second 2 are on the second guy.
Go
Both
for it.
attacks are armor piercing.
Yeah.
Damage. Submit. Damage. Submit. Damage. Submit. Damage. Submit.
Okay, so you've got a 19 and 18. So the 19, take his 2. So that'll definitely take his fortune all the way down. The question is that it ignores his armor, right? So
Yes.
So just for the sake of this, just because I want to make sure I can get this done, he's got a 2 armor and 2 toughness, so he actually has only 2 of those are negated. So the first one is actually a 17, and the it's actually
it'll apply toughness twice because it's 2 shots.
Yeah,
so it'll be a 13.
And then the second one would be
Is a
a
12.
12. Okay,
yeah.
so with that,
No, sorry. I'm ignoring armor. So, and if he's got 2 toughness, so it's 15 and 14.
14. Okay, so yeah, so they have to soak. You get rid of all their fortunes. So you definitely hit them, both of them. But the question is how much they soak. So the first one will. He soaks, so he's injured. And the second one soaks as well. So they're both injured, but they're still good. So,
All right.
Now, it is Jata's turn.
I go. What do I do? I reach for the lasagna and take a bite.
All right. Then we've got Highland. You're up.
I think Highland also does the same. I think he's gonna do the lasagna, take a bite. No,
Take a bite. Just watch Cass do the work.
I think I'm in the doorway. Cass just shot the shit out of them. Did they turn around in that time? Do you think? Probably not.
No, they're still disoriented.
I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Cass
hold the
popped up
action.
and shot them both in the back.
Oh,
Yeah,
can
They
I?
have. Oh yeah, roll a 1d6 by the way, Highland, and that's how many. Okay, that's how many rounds they're blinded for.
Right. They're blind.
They're blind and deaf.
Can I retroactively do something? I just realized
Sure.
something.
No.
Could
Yeah, you can. No, you already said it's my turn. I don't even know what I'm doing on my turn. Yeah, go ahead.
could I? So basically, we're in this building. We just broken in. Can I see if I can find a way to get into the security gamfies to see if there's anybody coming? Because there might be reinforcements or there's gunfire right now. So.
Yeah. Give me a. I'll give you one check, which is cryptography to hack into the security feeds.
Okay. I got this. He says with a mouthful of lasagna. So it's more like.
I got it. It's fine.
All right. You're fine. You also have stunt points. What do you want to do?
Oh, I want to spend. So yeah, give me. I got 6 stunt points. Okay. So yeah, because I rolled a 23. So give me. I want to spend 2 stun points in intuition. I want to spend 2 stun points in aha, and I want to put 2 more in the churn.
Okay.
So for aha, 2 additional useful facts about the security system. Then for intuition, 1 fact about the security system that I couldn't have deduced without your guiding hand.
The security system is not connected to an outside source. It's only connected to, not even connected to the building. The building is separate from the entire security system of the district. So the district you're able to figure out that it's already pretty low patrolled because it's kind of a seedier place. So gunfire is pretty common. You see, just looking through some of the feeds, you see people getting mugged. You see some dude pulling out a gun and just like shooting it at somebody else, you know, like randomly on the street and people just kind of walking around. So
My kind of place, I guess. Okay. Then nothing.
nothing. Okay, go ahead.
So I rolled. They're still blind. So they're still blinded, or
They're
did
blinded
we
for
wait
3
till after
rounds.
those 3 rounds?
So this first round, they're well, I will say that was 1 round. Was you doing all those actions, because that was 1 action you did. After you tossed it, it was 1 action that you did for deception, and then now we're going through this round. So that's the first round.
So they have 2 more rounds of
Yeah.
being affected by the grenade.
So next round, and then the round after that.
I don't know if it's safe for me to even go because I threw the gun. They're probably looking at the gun. They're being shot at. I don't know if it's safe enough for me to go in yet. Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action.
Mark, you're up.
Do you have any kind of indication of which ones hurt the most over
They're
there?
both like cast double tap them both. Like exact same places. like one like to like blow the armor off, and the second one hit like right in the same location. So like causing like in the shoulder. So they're both hitting on the exact same
Gotcha.
place.
Cast
Just he walked up, pop,
really
you
kicked
know.
in. Pop, pop, pop.
Is there any bonus to hit because we were prepared to take the shots?
There's no bonus,
But you can
Okay.
take the aim action.
but you can take the aim action. So basically, it gives you a +1 or +2.
Plus
I
one.
think.
It's a minor. It's the equivalent of a minor action. And since you're not moving, you're not really using a minor action anyway.
Mhm.
So you can get
Okay.
you can do that for a +1. I just get it for free.
Then, okay, that's why I was asking. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, I'll aim and take a shot at go with the one on the left.
Okay.
Because why not? Hold on.
So roll a pistols check. +1.
Ooh.
Plus stunt points. You want to use them?
Do it.
No.
Garçon,
Remember, you have to use
who
4.
needs stunt point?
You only have to do
Garçon,
stunt
might I
4.
recommend double team.
Yeah. You could probably
I
use
was
lightning attack
actually
and double
considering
team.
that.
Yeah. You use
Hold
both.
on. Where are the combat stunts? I'm looking for them.
You could lightning attack, double team, and vicious blow to give yourself an extra d6 on
Yeah.
the first attack.
Stage 2.
Wait, say that list again?
Lightning attack, so you get a second attack. Double
Okay.
team, so I get an attack.
Okay.
And vicious blow, so that the first attack that you've already hit on gets an extra d6 of damage.
Let's do that.
Okay.
I like the sounds of this.
All right. So give me
So-
another attack. Tell me how
Another
roleplay.
attack
How,
coming
how
up.
do you roleplay out the double team?
Here's a sample platter of combat stunts.
Cass, shoot him again!
Shoot
Love it.
to replay.
Oh,
All right, hold on. Let me fire off that second attack.
Yeah. That actually hits. And you have 2
Yay.
stunt points.
Does 2 stunt points let me do another lightning attack?
Yes, if you want to do another lightning attack, you can do that.
Yes.
Man, your military training is coming back.
Yeah, it's starting to come back
in
to me.
combat. Oh man.
Okay, you missed that one, but
All right. And then Cass is making his attack.
I need to roll 2 damage though, right?
yeah. So roll one damage with a plus, or 1 damage which is 3d6, and then 1 damage which is 2d6.
2Ds.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So whatever you can roll 2 damage and then roll an additional d6 and just add that to the first one.
Yeah, and the guy has toughness. I was gonna say, if he rolls all ones, the guy can survive.
Yes,
But
he's dead. There's no
He
way
dead.
he can. There's no way he can do that.
Wait.
all right, time for my attack.
And the other ones, Okay,
Oh.
you hit. Yeah,
I have the option to choose not to
You can take him
kill
out.
him, but to take
Yeah.
him out. He's taken out then. He's not
you
dead.
hit. Cass.
Yep. Let me go ahead and get my damage roll here.
So, do you want to kill them or take them out?
Take him out.
Okay. So let me paint this scene a little bit better. This is insane. So Highland's plan goes off without a hitch. Bing, bang, what? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, and then stands up. Both Cass and Mark. Boom, boom on one target.
Slow mo.
Yeah, slow mo. They both they shoot the targets right in front of them, and then they cross and shoot the other target, and then Cass crosses again, the second time, and they just back, with like I guess what was that, like 8 or 9 rounds down, all of them but one
I shot
connect.
4, 5, and
Yeah.
Mark shot 3, and
3.
7 total hit.
7 total hit. Just all of them just impact. Boom, 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 boom. Like some of them ricochet off the armor, but then they are overcome by the shots, and the last shots to like the helmet, to the face mask, just poof, and they're just on the ground. Blood's a little pooling, but they're definitely hurt.
Cass Dukes of Hazzard slides over the recording console to get into the studio now, since the window's gone.
And now
Yeah.
Glass has ask Cass ask Glass. So I'm going to, I think, Highland's going to, I think, run around like the corner, I guess, to get in the room with his gun out.
Yeah.
All right, I joke. Right, okay. It worked. Yeah, of course it did.
Good plan, Highland.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
So you, as you guys come in, you hear the, it's like, what's going on? You hear some shrieks in the background. What's going on? Oh God! Because they're so blind.
Can I
Dude.
actually turn the light off that you said was on the girl?
Okay, you
Like
turn the light
the
off. That's on
spotlight,
her. Yeah, you turn it off on her. Yeah, it's not dark.
Do not
It's-
panic.
No.
We're here to rescue you.
Who are you? What's going on?
We'll get to that, and I go over and unsnip the person who's clearly in charge.
Okay, she's a middle-aged woman. Looks to be, maybe Korean or Japanese. That kind of ethnicity mostly. She kind of. It's just, thank you. Who are you?
Lennox Cassidy, XO, Actium.
I'm Sonia Dang. I'm the production manager here.
Wait, XO?
Yeah. I've just made that decision.
After all of this gun toting, I think in Star Trek terms, that's the requirement.
Oh, I'm certainly security, but
Yeah.
All right, whatever, man.
look, we can debate about this later, Mark.
I don't want to debate about it. It just was news. Like, you could at least tell the pilot who the freaking XO is. It's kind of rude to hold that information back until the middle of this shit.
Or also the captain. You should probably tell the captain that too.
Yeah, it'd probably be good for Sloan to know,
Yeah, I'll let Sloan know I gave myself a field promotion.
Congratulations.
As interesting as this all sounds,
I get it.
what are you doing here, Lennox Cassidy?
Apparently saving your lives.
I appreciate it. It's just I don't know who you are.
Well, we're certainly no friend to Vector Security, so that works out for you.
They were Vector Security?
Yeah.
I walk over and
I-
start stabilizing the 2 guys that have been taken out.
I kick
Okay.
over
Not
one of
trying
these
to revive
bodies.
them, just stable.
What do you do, Highland?
I kick over one of these bodies. They're probably unconscious. But are they Vector Security? Do they have recognizable stuff on them, or are they just we just thought they were Vector Security? And now they're like, wait a minute.
They called themselves Vector Security.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, the 2 guys you guys captured at the very beginning.
Cool. I was worried. It's like it wasn't them, and we were. Just...
What was her name again?
Sonia.
Sonia. Sonia, let's get your office back up to back up to staff, and then I think we should have a conversation.
Good. Yeah.
Sorry about the window. As he points towards the
And the
production
carpets.
booth.
Yeah.
And I go to start releasing the rest of the civilians as well.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, I'm one hand I'm clipping zip ties, the other hand I pull out my terminal and call Sloan.
Sloan here.
Cap, we've made some friends down here at Pyramid. Depending on
she's like been looking at the feed. She's like, okay.
Tell her I say hi.
Highland says
Tell her
hi.
the thing.
Hi, Highland.
Yes, tell her the thing.
Oh, I field promoted myself to executive officer.
Fine.
She's like, I don't give a shit.
But what do you need? I'm in
Just
the middle of making some extra cheesy lasagna. I'm just kidding. No, but
Just
what's
keeping
up?
you in the loop. No important casualties. But Vector Security is on station and might be ready to cause some trouble if they find out we're here.
Take the hornet's nest.
Those
I'm
sons
out
of
of grenades, boss
bitches.
man.
You're very quiet, by the way, there, Highland.
I think that was intentional. He's yelling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, and we need to up Highland's grenade allowance.
Thank you.
All right. How's the search going? I kind of see what's going on, but I'm also
We're gonna have a conversation with Sonia here in a moment, but just wanted to give you an idea that you might want to get the airlock guns warmed up if Vector comes knocking.
all right. Will do. She presses Mark's little PDC or whatever his magic button of violence.
Oh, don't hit that button.
Yeah, don't hit the PDC button. That would be bad. But
Yeah.
Well, his magic. I might threat. This is my threat. This is my threat button. Don't make me
The
hit
one-
the shoot button.
With the airlock guns.
Yeah, it just gets it ready.
Yeah.
And then she goes ahead and makes sure she has like a gun under her chair and things like that in the bridge. And she seals the bridge. Or before she seals the bridge, she radios down to Jata. Jata!
What?
We may or may not have company soon. Just giving you a heads up. With Vector Security, they are on board and the station. They're in this area, the station or whatever it is. And just giving you a heads up, we may need to come up to the bridge and just seal ourselves in case there's trouble.
Okay, can do.
My drone. The drone exits stage left and makes its way back to the ship.
Ship. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, I thought. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, Jata had
also,
a drone with us, but that's all.
Yeah, that's
stage
right.
left.
Yeah, he gave me.
I have the medical drone with us. The Martian combat drone is just inside the airlock on the ship, and then Chata's drone has been floating around with us.
Yeah, that's the one I have the feed from. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fly back
You,
because
you would also
I
have
have
the
no
feed
eyes.
from the medical.
All right.
all right. So give me the medical check, by the way, Mark. While you're doing that, give me 2 for stabilization.
You got it.
And in the meantime, I'll just ask.
Should I do 2 because I want to try and stabilize both of them?
Yeah, do 2.
I'll just ask Cass. Anything else for now?
No, I'll keep you in the loop if we find any new information. Was there anything specific Diana wanted from these guys, or just anything they have on the subject?
I think anything and everything you
Are
can
there
get is
medical
fine,
stunts?
but she didn't say anything
No.
specific. We specifically want to know who is the
About-
source.
Yeah.
Like how are they getting this information and who from? That's kind of the specifics, but anything you can get obviously is helpful.
All right.
All right, well, I'm out. Ow.
Doesn't even have a chest communicator. Why
Oh God! Ugh. I just hit it the right way, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So,
He bigger, more covered bra for dangerous
So-
things like that.
After they kind of cut everyone loose, and she like ushers you into her office, like area, and goes, "What do you want to talk about there, Cassidy, Mr. Cassidy?"
I've got two things that I want to cover, and there's a reason we came to Pyramid News Network for this.
Okay.
You're a trusted source of journalism in the belt.
She looks at you and goes, "Are you serious?
You're the only ones we can trust.
Most of our stories are made up."
I know. But the people who read them don't.
Okay.
And there's a key word you put in there. Most.
Yeah. What do you need to know?
We need to know your source on the protomolecule.
Well, you saved my entire studio. And I think I remember the guards saying something about the protomolecule before you came in, so I assumed that they were also here looking for that.
That's what Vector was here for. Fortuitous for you that we also were interested.
Yeah. So I'll let you know, but you got to promise me something. Can't shoot them.
I only shoot people who deserve it.
Promise me you won't shoot them.
Okay. I promise you I won't shoot them.
Okay. Operations ready, and then I forgot it. Oh, no, bad. Stop it.
Cass, could I shoot them?
I only promised I wouldn't. This is out of character. I only promised I wouldn't shoot them. Oh.
Yeah, let me pull it up on my phone because my computer's deciding to have a conniption.
What do you need?
Oh no, it's in some of my notes that I had up and then suddenly disappeared.
I can't wait to get to the second part of the conversation I want to have with her.
All right, here we go. So, she works on Luna for Pope Sanchez, specifically for Sebastian Pope. I trust her source because she was able to provide this. Provide that she's been a researcher working for them for a long time. Something about cryogenics. Her name is Nari Dreek.
Nari Dreek. Okay.
You recognize that name?
Wait, was that the scientist
that you saved from the?
Okay, I mean that I saved, gave a gun, and told her she was being followed. So
yes,
we have some goodwill there. Okay, and Cass tries not to show any recognition at the name.
Okay. And second, that's I know she's on Luna. Last I know she's she's working in out of Level City on the moon.
Okay. All right. And now on to the second order of business. God, I need to fix a routing piece here really quick. One moment.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to need Pyramid News Network to get our story out. Because we're a beleaguered crew. And I'm really tired of the perception surrounding our ship. framed for a crime we didn't commit. On the run from the law. We travel the space lanes, saving those we can. And if you can find us, and if you can pay, you might be able to hire the Actium.
Team. The Actium team. Yes, this made me so happy.
Think I can put somebody on that? I owe you that much at least.
All right. Thank you for your cooperation. Sorry about the window. And you're going to need to replace your door. I recommend better locks.
We're definitely going to invest in that if we're going to stay here.
Then Cass comes out of the office and is like, all right, boys. We got what we came for.
And with
Hey, XO, what do you want to do with these two?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want any more assholes on our ship.
Me neither. You already have me.
Let's drag them out. Leave them in the hallway. Zip tie them. Security can deal with them.
Cool.
And with
I
that,
think Hyland
gonna
goes
call-
inside.
go ahead.
And he says, and he goes, "You're welcome. You're welcome. You are welcome." He starts screaming at all of the.
They thank you
the hostages.
profusely. Yeah.
But he wanted to make sure they could hear him because they just had a flashbang go off.
Oh, yeah.
On his way out, Cass does grab some food item from someone's desk, like a burrito or whatever.
Yeah. Just grab a
And just,
burrito.
like, eats it on the way out.
A desk burrito, those things.
Yeah. It's like, it's
Vacuum
fine.
sealed.
Thank you, man. You get like as you're dragging the unconscious bodies out, you get like a standing applause, a round of applause as you're dragging them out,
Hyland bows with both of his guns out.
I'm guessing you're also retrieving the rifles so that you guys have them.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the hand terminals.
And the hand
Yes.
terminals.
Those are
Jata's
going
gonna
to
want the
Jata.
hand terminals.
All right, hand terminals in the back.
In the Actium, Jataza is like the Napoleon Dynamite. Yes.
All right, with that, we're going to call the end of the episode.
I like to imagine Jata has a drapery, beaded doorway, but it's just a bunch of stolen
It's just hand terminals. I feel like you need like a chibi of Jata on top of a mountain of hand terminals with his fist in the sky, like Rocky,
One day, like 40 years from now or something, like we'll have a game where it's like the old crew's getting back together and somebody runs into Jata and he's like working out of some belter station. He's just got it's like Jata's a vintage hand terminal
discount
emporium.
hand terminals.
Terminal Emporium, and I've got like my dress is made of hand terminals, like an
You have,
LED shirt.
You have like vintage models like up in cases and
sequence,
stuff.
but the scales are all just hand terminals.
This was the hand terminal that belonged to the great Imperator Sloan Maddox.
You want to see my collection? And he gives you bindery, like a trading card binder, but they're all hand terminals. Oh, look at this.
Check it out.
This is a full playset of Vector Security hand terminals.
Exactly.
I just like that image of those beaded curtains full of hand terminals.
I don't know why you're laughing. It's canon.
It totally is.
We have a
absolutely
meeting in
is.
Jata's quarters now.
They're like little LED macros, so he has little cascading effects, all kinds of stuff.
I feel like he's got
his radio.
I feel like he's got mounted hand terminals that are all playing like soft candlelight videos on them,
And
so it's
sometimes
for
the
mood
front of his
lighting.
door says "Go away."
Yeah.
all across all the hand terminals. Go away. Leave me alone. I will not hack the thing for you.
I love it.
Oh.